ex. So the $1,000,000 question is, why are they paying it down now after all these years and now that Cody and Janelle are separated? Are they going to build on those 2 plots of land they paid off? I honestly thought that they were going to just sell it off. It would have made perfect sense to sell and give Janelle money so she can have money for a down payment for another house or something like that. I guess we'll have to wait. But could it be that Janelle still intends on building there with her greenhouse dream and living next to Robin? I mean, she does love Coyote Pass for some reason because it just seems like an interesting choice. Why would you want to do that? Can you imagine willingly moving next to your ex and his wife that you don't really like? It's awkward. It's really awkward. But Janelle's doesn't let things get awkward that much. Or another controversial option, did Janelle take Cody back? Like, why else would she be moving forward or paying off her plot of Coyote Pass? Make it make sense for me. Whatever it is, and especially if they're building, this has the potential to be a major storyline on the show for Sister Wives season 18 or the next one even. We're talking like a lot of episodes arguing about building and stuff. Like, remember when they were talking about wet bars and all that when they were building out the cul-de-sac in Vegas? That was a major storyline for a long time. So at the very least, it would give them something interesting to talk about or argue about for like another long time. More lawn chair conversations, but I'm trying to visualize where Sister Wives is like going moving forward. It's very unpredictable. I mean, would you be shocked if Janelle took Cody back? Or like, what is happening? What is your take? It's a mystery. Let me know in the comments, and I'll be back with more Sister Wives updates. Bye! This is a Sister Wives update for June 2023. Let's check in with Mary, Christine, and is the second oldest son in the family. He is Janelle's son with Cody and Logan's little brother. So Hunter's pictures on his Instagram either feature his family or his girlfriend Audrey, which tells you a lot. He's been with her for a while, actually. In one caption, he actually says, "Family is what matters most." And we also know that Hunter, I believe, lives in Vegas. He received his master's in nursing at Johns Hopkins University, and his picture is on the wall there, apparently. And he said, "My greatest and possibly only achievement over these past 2 years was having my picture displayed in the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing. Finally finished with my master's and blessed to say it is from basically the best MSN MEN program in the US. Grateful for my experience and the people I met and knew along the way." I mean, Hunter's so smart, right? Like, he was also Logan's best man last year and likes to take pictures from like underneath where people kind of like are looking down. He's been to 2 weddings in a very short while recently, his friends and now Gwendolyn. So it's full-on wedding season, and it's super ironic to me that Hunter hated Vegas with a passion when they moved there, but that now he lives there now. So it's like a full circle moment. Remember that in like, I think it was like season 3 or something, where he was like, they couldn't get through to him because he like hated Vegas. Anyways, that is it for now. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching my part 2 Sister Wives update for July 2023. Bye guys! This is a Sister Wives update for July 2023. Let's catch up with Robin, Cody, Mary, Christine, and Janelle. There's also big wedding news this month, and watch until the end for my hot take on the Sister Wives Season 18 teaser that was just released. So let's start with Robin Brown, because you may be wondering, like me, where the heck is Robin? A source told The Sun that Cody is actually blaming Robin for his separation. Have, a wide ranging of opinions about things. I mean, in such a big family, there's bound to be very different views on everything and different lifestyles, and the Browns are no different. They also have tons of family drama, like most families, let's not lie. But most of them actually do well for themselves and are succeeding in life. Alright, so don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Bye, guys! This Sister Wives update is a deep dive about Robin and Janelle's feud, their shady moments towards each other. I mean, we've all seen those moments. Although things seem much worse between them last season, they've always had a tense relationship full of subtle shade, almost like frenemies. Let's start from the beginning. In the first few seasons, Janelle seemed pretty icy about Robin. She was most worried about the fact that Robin didn't work and that now their finances had to go even further to support her and her 3 kids. That was a whole episode they did on finances, and that was a very Janelle thing to worry about. Let's also not forget that they had struggled pretty bad with finances in the past. Mykelti even said that when she was little, they would basically eat food scraps in Wyoming, or bread scraps or whatever. But overall, we saw Janelle kind of try with Robin in the early years. She seemed to just kind of go with it, but wasn't super eager to be BFFs or anything. In a season 2, episode 2 episode, when they're in Wyoming at Cody's parents' ranch, hiding from the paparazzi, there was a shady moment already. The kids were at this big rock exploring. It's a huge rock. They're all climbing on it. Robin's yelling at her kids, "Get down! Sit down!" And Janelle says she was trying not to laugh at Robin. She clearly was judging her, and Robin says she's tired of being the referee and that the other wives don't care unless the kids are bleeding. So clearly just different approaches and some shade thrown. When Robin announced that she was pregnant, this would have been with Solomon in Vegas. Okay, she said, "Well, London, you've been quite good to me indeed. Business accomplished, dreams fulfilled, memories made, lots of good food, many miles walked, time with amazing friends, solo reflections and grand adventures, and now back home where I can jump in full force to the business plans I created here. I'm so excited for the future, so excited to see my plans and goals come to fruition and my dreams become reality." And in more Mary news, of course, she posted a cryptic quote this month on her Instagram stories, this time about having high standards, but as she should, after her somewhat predictable breakup with Cody. Some articles actually thought that this was a swipe at Cody, actually, but can a girl just post a post? A quote, sorry. Yeah, curious to see if Mary will have a new boyfriend soon, like Christine. But honestly, for Janelle and Mary, no pressure. There shouldn't be any pressure on them. They're dealing with a lot, right? So, yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for listening the whole way through. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye! Meri Brown from Sister Wives has escaped the US and the drama, and she's enjoying a trip to London, England at the moment. This is where she is now, and she's keeping us updated on what she's seeing and doing while she's there. So this is a special behind the scenes update on Meri's trip to the UK. Seems like she's there for business training or some type of business retreat. Meri's all about the money. Well, not all about the money, but her business. And she likes retreats, so it all makes sense, right? So let me show you what Meri has been up to in the UK on the heels of her big move back to Utah and her breakup with Cody. Meri flew to the UK through Heathrow Airport and let us know how excited she was about her trip. Honestly, she did mention it on her Fridays with Friends with Jen. She said, "Adventuring. It's what I love to do, saying yes to seeing new places, saying yes to meeting new people, saying yes to her trailer. If you liked Gabriel then, you'll really like him now because he seems to be really stepping up to the plate for his mom. And also worth mentioning, Garrison's usually there too helping, but Garrison's actually traveling in Italy at the moment. He went to Rome and saw the Colosseum. So he's on, like, I don't know if it's a solo trip or what. Janelle gave an update on her trailer and said, the trailer is ready to go for the summer. Yes, it took a few weeks. Some of it was finding the time to break away and drive up there. Even though once I hit the road, I'm always glad I did. Some of it is the self-doubt that still creeps in and tells me I'm crazy for breaking out of my routine and trying something really outside my box. Telling myself that it's hard, it's so much easier to stay here and to do the same old, but there is so much waiting for us when we step out. I wonder why we overthink and overworry the things designed to bring joy and offer even more empowerment. Tawanda. She's been saying Tawanda a lot. It's like live life to the fullest type of situation. All right, so good for Janelle. Good for Janelle. Very excited for her. Meanwhile, Christine went to Disneyland in California again with David, Truly, and Isabel, and they looked like they had fun family time there. She said, had a blast in California Adventure and Disneyland. Club 33 was awesome. Let me know what Club 33 is. I have no idea. Christine was just in California, though, like a month ago, so she's repeating the trip, I guess? Last time she went to Universal Studios, so interesting that she's back a few weeks later, but this time with Isabel. Anyways, Fan did have a lot to say about 13-year-old Truly, and how she was kind of leaning away from David in a picture and looked bored in another picture. But I think people forget that Truly is 13, and you know, teenagers all act like all sorts of ways and all sorts of moods all the time. So, and also, yeah, like I am sure she's adjusting to having a new father figure in her life, like a stepdad, and also in the public. So everything's like Beyonce B tied the knot in Flagstaff this weekend. A friend had posted a video of them taking a wedding shot, and Mary posted a picture of her and Leo dressed up and said something like, best part of the day for me or something. So I'm sure we'll see more pictures from the family soon, but yes, by all appearances, seems like Gwen may well be a married woman now, so congratulations to Gwendolyn. And in more wedding news, yes, there's a lot of wedding news. Christine and Cody now have something else in common too, because photos were posted and Christine seems to have officiated a wedding recently. I bet her dancing at the reception was a lot better than whatever Cody's dance moves were at his friend's wedding, just saying. And Christine was also spotted wedding dress shopping. So it seems like her wedding will be happening just fast and furious as well. I predict in like the next month or something. Christine and David are also, of course, continuing to work on their brand new, amazing house. They're getting work done on their backyard to make it fun for their grandkids. And now they added some cute details to their concrete driveway, and Christine just loves it so much she had to post on Instagram. So also, Christine spent the 4th of July with David, her girls, and grandkids. She says they were actually able to see the fireworks from her balcony. And Peyton and Gwen were MIA. Actually, Peyton's been MIA a lot, so don't know what's going on there. But she had said, I hope everyone had an incredible Independence Day. My family and I enjoyed fireworks from my balcony. We could see the entire valley lighting up. Hashtag July 4th, 2023. And Mary, who I personally think is really being treated unfairly by Cody to the extreme. I don't know, I really feel like Mary gave Cody too many chances. Let's remember, she was the first wife and helped him get all these wives, and now he seems to have like completely turned on her, and especially in his confessionals. And he's just been like brutal. Anyways, Mary's just trying to empower herself again with her friend because Christine is in town and she's cooking in Garrison's kitchen for like a special meal. The older kids are coming over to vent about the text exchange with Robin, and Garrison's gonna be super vocal and vulnerable in this conversation. So Savannah says that she sees Brianna, Robin's daughter, at school, and they basically ignore each other in the hallway, just to show you how weird things are. Brianna is, I have to say, taking notes from the Robin textbook, because in her first confessional of the season, I think, she says she's shocked and confused about why they avoid each other. And she just starts to cry almost uncontrollably, like even more dramatically than Robin. Mary and Jen now, they're moving things out of the carriage house area. This is the area that's going to be renovated to fit all her LuLaRoe clothes, etc. So, and we also see that Jen is basically groping her own husband on national television as he assembles a shelf. I think Jen is acting weird because she's probably nervous on camera. It's the second episode of her, I feel, acting extra. Mary says that when there's a favorite wife, it doesn't work, and they've seen this before in polygamous families. Cody says that if there is a favorite wife, it has to do with loyalty. This is the same loyalty narrative that we've heard so many times. So, loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Gabe and Gwen are moving in with Garrison soon, and Christine still thinks it's a terrible idea, but they're not there to talk about that today. Truly is with Cody, and she's sleeping over there, we learn. Christine felt like moving away was the best way to preserve the relationship between them. Cody thinks that's a bunch of BS rationalization. I mean, it's an interesting take for sure. I'm interested to see what you guys think about that. Robin outright blames Christine leaving on the damage in the relationship between Cody and his kids. Cody said that he reached out to Gabe and Garrison, but he's blocked. But honestly, the damage started to be done during the pandemic before Christine left. Anyone who watches the show knows the timeline. Gwendolyn arranging her taxes. Notice she's not saying the family's taxes. She's doing her own. So maybe Cody and Robin got their own accountant now. But she got her highlighters ready. But just like all of us, she's procrastinating on that. She says, "It's tax prep weekend for me. Ready to get my stuff prepped for my accountant." And yes, I love highlighters for paperwork. But the interesting phenomenon is, as soon as I begin this task, all of a sudden, the closet clean out, cleaning projects, and room organizing that haven't been on the priority list become urgent and interesting. Same girl, same. We are all on the procrastination bandwagon. So this month, Janelle was also at Gwen's wedding in Flagstaff. Most of her kids were there except for her two girls, Maddie and Savannah. But she did see Maddie and Savannah because we know that Janelle had to go get Savannah from Maddie in North Carolina and bring her all the way home. And we also saw Janelle and Maddie go live to discuss how Janelle thinks her phone is listening to her, because when they were talking about something, she got a coupon for it on her phone randomly. This was like a Janelle conspiracy theory mode live. It was short, but it was highly entertaining. And, you know, they probably do listen to us. Like, let's not lie. And also, we potentially got a first look at Gabriel's new girlfriend, unless I'm totally spacing out, but I don't think I've seen this girl before. Anyways, there is a girl in this picture sitting on Gabriel's lap, and Gabriel was here hanging out with Hunter and Logan and some friends. And now, let's go to Mary. Mary mentioned on Fridays with Friends that she's probably going to New York soon. She also recently went to her parents' gravesite and shared her feelings with Instagram, which was sad. She said, "Quick pit stop on today's travels. Miss these two amazing humans. Miss their wisdom, their laughter, their love. Nothing feels as lonely some days as when you don't have mom and dad with you. Nothing can replace them. So many sweet memories of them will live on, and hopefully I can share a small spark of their light with the world." Mary also posted something.
I just watch you around. So, always have. I know.
Let's take a look at some teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 7. And I'm feeling like this is going to be a Robin-heavy episode, guys. And my patience is wearing thin over here. The first teaser is from today, and Mary is finally telling Robin she's moving her clothing business to Utah. She's not saying she's fully moving to Utah, just her clothes, so shouldn't be such a big deal, right? Well, Mary looks super nervous, and she's kind of like breathing hard or something, saying it's just become so much to go back and forth from Utah to Flagstaff, as if she needs to explain anything to Robin, honestly. It's like she's at the principal's office or something. Mary says, "And so I'll be moving out of this house," and Robin's face immediately is not happy. It's hashtag confused and unhappy or something. Mary looks so uncomfortable, and I do not know how we got here. Mary was wife number one. She should not be all tongue-tied and nervous telling Robin anything, you know? So, but here we are. Mary says that she will be downsizing in Flagstaff, but still keeping a house here. And I was hoping this was not the case, by the way. And Robin says she's just double checking that this is still Mary's home and that she's still going to be here. Literally feel like Mary is still having a house in Flagstaff just to please Robin at this point. Robin, who doesn't even seem to let her sit inside her house these days. So what is happening? I honestly feel like this is selfish of Robin. If Mary was really my good friend, I would honestly tell her, get away and just live your life. Do not look back. This man is not treating you well. Robin is kind of breaking girl code in this sense, I honestly feel. I would not be double checking that she's staying for my own selfish needs. Robin Johnny Appleseed, if you guys remember. Hunter Elias Brown. Word on the street is that Hunter also lives in Vegas. He works in healthcare. He has his master's in nursing from Johns Hopkins. And he has a girlfriend named Audrey. And this month, Hunter celebrated Audrey's birthday by bringing her to see Kelly Clarkson in concert. Actually, Gabriel and Logan were there too, and Hunter was also at Gwendolyn's wedding holding babies and all that too. He's also a fun uncle. So next, let's go to the oldest daughter of Janelle and Cody, Madison. So Maddie still lives in North Carolina with her husband Caleb and their family. Her baby Josephine, her third child, she calls her Joey, just turned 6 months old. This month, she went on a trip out of town with Caleb and his coworkers, I guess at like some retreat. And she said that apparently their truck was broken into during the night. So fun times, not. Madison sells for Plexus along with her mom, Janelle, and Janelle often visits Maddie, honestly. Actually, they were just together because Janelle went live randomly on Instagram for like just a few minutes to share a story that they were talking about something out loud and couldn't believe that like the next day a coupon came up on their phone for the same thing they were talking about. Cue the conspiracy theories about our phones listening to us. It was a short live and it was interesting, but evidence that Janelle and Maddie were together. Now let's go to Garrison. So Garrison recently went to Italy. I don't know if this was a solo trip or not, but he went to the Colosseum and spent time in Rome, we know that. He's still into photography, and word on the street is that Garrison may have a girlfriend, but he probably wants to keep her off social media. Who knows? I mean, people have varying degrees of needs in terms of privacy, right? Next, let's go to Gabe. So Gabriel is still in Flagstaff. He seems to hang out with Janelle a lot and helps her out with her trailer. Very likely still agreed with me. But I mean, now that more of the wives left, the poor graphic designer at TLC that has to figure this out, like, how do they do the group shot? Well, apparently in a rainbow shape with broken glass cracks everywhere. I guess this is a metaphor, but it really looks like a horror movie poster, like all the cracks and everything. It's a mess. Robin is in her picture looking far away somewhere, like she's daydreaming about her porch with her sister wives and grandkids. That's never gonna happen, you know? I don't know, but why couldn't she be looking somewhere even remotely close to the camera? Also, these look awfully familiar, almost like they're recycled pictures from last season, because they probably were not into getting together for another photo shoot or something like that. I don't know. The new teaser, I guess teaser part 2, needs to also be broken down because they released it, and historically the teaser basically shows us the big moments. There's rarely been like huge surprises with these teasers. Typically it looks like some of the season is taking place around Christmas, but I mean, is it last Christmas? It cannot be Christmas 2021 or I will freak out. And still no David in the teasers yet. The new trailer that they just released starts with Christine basically saying point blank that she left because Cody had favorites. No one is surprised by this, but I'm surprised that it sounded like she said favorites, like plural. Who is the other favorite? I feel like she still meant only Robin. Maybe that was like just kind of like a slip, but anyways, just something I noticed. Mary says that she heard Cody refer to her as a friend. Like, Mary at this point is still holding on for some reason, grasping at anything at this point, and I cannot wait until the moment on the show where we don't need to watch these moments and she just wakes up and gets the heck away from Cody. He does not deserve you, Mary. And the confessionals, it's magical, and they sealed their love with a kiss, and they were introduced as Mr. and Mrs. Woolley with cheers and Etta James's At Last playing in the background. I mean, I cannot even picture anything more romantic. I mean, can you? After a short and sweet ceremony, the couple and their guests moved to the tent decked out with breathtaking lights and flowers at the reception. And the floral design was overseen by someone named Allie McDermott from Magnolia and Lace. I mean, they're just dropping the names of all the vendors in the People magazine article. And let's talk about, you know, what they ate and stuff. So they had sparkling apple cider, champagne, Moscow mules, and mojitos during the cocktail hours. So they must like those cocktails. Followed by a buffet dinner that had roast beef, barbecue chicken, cowboy potatoes, baked beans, and corn on the cob. So we can assume that they like these things. Delicious though. That sounds so good. And for dessert, they cut into a 3-tier cake, and of course David's must have a Darth Vader themed groom's cake. So I guess David is a Star Wars fan, and that's kind of like a very sweet ending to a perfect day. Christine and David, you'll remember, first met on a dating site I think called The Stir in 2022, and their love just blossomed naturally. Christine was captivated by David's just great profile, and David knew right away that Christine was special. So it's a very modern love story that warms our heart. From polygamy to monogamy, it's all the things. David couldn't help but express his feelings, calling Christine a unicorn and sharing just how lucky he feels to have her by his side. Christine, who was previously with Cody, I don't know if Robin was there, I don't know if Mary was there, I'm sure Janelle was there, I don't know who was there yet. But their love story is truly special, although, people thought it moved fast. Like, here they are, happy and in love. And there you have it. The heartwarming wedding of Christine Brown and David Woolley finally happened. And, it fulfilled her dreams and created a true love story. And in episode 5 of Sister Wives, we're getting dark here. It's gloomy. There's a lot of controversy here, a lot to talk about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be back with more recaps and reactions. Bye, guys! There is so much going on this month in the world of Sister Wives that I have no choice but to make multiple update videos about what Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin are up to in September 2023. Here is my part 1, and stay tuned until the end of this video to get all the tea about that text exchange that caused a huge rift in the family at the end of the video. Let's start with the fact that Starcasm is claiming that Christine's wedding to David is imminent. They say that Christine told fans on Instagram that her wedding is about 6 weeks away, and that would bring us to roughly mid-October or so. So Christine also said, according to them, that she is looking to change her last name from Brown to Woolley, which is a big deal and a sign that Christine just wants to completely leave her past behind her forever. Because it would mean that she would have a different last name from her kids. Fans have been speculating about when her wedding was going to be for a while. Some people were even saying that she's already married. It looks like it's going to be an October wedding just before the holidays. I'm curious to see who will make the guest list and if it's going to be filmed. Christine also revealed this month that she met David on a dating app for single parents called The Stir. So I guess dating apps do work sometimes. And that she actually watches Sister Wives on cable with David, which must be awkward. Meanwhile, Mary and Janelle are both traveling at the moment, or they have been traveling, probably to avoid watching the show, maybe. Travel is always a good distraction. Mary was in New York recently and watched this clip where she's with her friend Melanie in New York, and Melanie accidentally reveals their exact location over live, and Mary says something like, "Do you know who I am?" I just think it said, "What the heck? You wouldn't have a family. You wouldn't have your children." In the whole "how dare you" type of reaction. And he thinks that he should have said something like, he knows it's hard and that he loves her. I guess he thinks he didn't show her grace in that. And Christine responds to that. I guess the producers told her what he said. And she says, "No, it's not about polygamy. It's that I did everything he wanted and tried so hard, and when I needed him or his help, he said no." So that teaser was a lot. The next teaser is from Entertainment Tonight, and it's a conversation between Mary, Robin, and Cody. They're still outside, spoiler alert, so I guess they're really not filming inside of Cody and Robin's home at this point. I don't know why, it's not really addressed. Cody asks Mary, "Well, how do you want to do Christmas Eve, Mary?" And Mary opens up that she has no idea because she feels like she's in this really weird position. She's not in the Cody and Robin married club. She's not in the Janelle and Christine friendship club. She just kind of feels like a third wheel that's kind of trying to make it work or salvage something. She says, "I don't know what to do." Robin is thinking there could be a fight between the boys and Cody at Christmas, and that's scary. a physical fight, or is she scared they'll exchange words? I think it's scary that they don't talk at all, to be honest. I'd rather them kind of have some type of conversation, even if it is kind of a fight. I think maybe Robin knows that the boys will probably have words for her too if they come to Christmas. Maybe that's what she's scared of. Okay, so let's talk about Mary, because this is why I do feel really bad for Mary. She does seem like the odd woman out somehow. She has for a while, and she basically brought all of these women into her relationship now to be kicked out of the group like nothing. So no thank you. And everyone's talking about having a Janelle and Christine spinoff, but what about Mary? Is she being excluded? Mary clarified her sexuality, and Cody's probably not having a good month, just saying. So let's start with the fact that David mocked and threw shade at Cody by throwing Christine and Nacho birthday party. So you guys may remember that 10 years ago at a Sister Wives tell-all, Cody said that he was straight up disgusted by Christine eating chili nachos in the backseat of his car before they got married. And he was so grossed out that he almost called off the wedding because of the whole thing. There's this disturbing clip on YouTube about it, and you can tell that Christine was really embarrassed and hurt at the time when he was saying this. Well, David, Christine's new fiancé, did his research and took a shot at Cody by hosting a nacho birthday party for Christine. He even hung little nachos on the wall, guys, and said, "Happy birthday! I love eating nachos with you, my queen." Oh, the shade. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think he means that, like, you know what? He does not care if she eats nachos or not. She's beautiful regardless. And yeah, another knife in the kidneys for Cody, probably. And something tells me, just kind of based on this, the subtle shade, that David and Cody probably won't be hanging out anytime soon. Not sure if they're going to interact on the show or how that's gonna go. The nacho event was for Christine's birthday, and her daughters also brought their mom out. Looks like it was Isabel and Mykelti were with her, and then she blew out her candles at the restaurant. Christine turned 51 April 18th. Her zodiac sign is Aries. Fun fact. This was a huge month for Christine. I cannot emphasize this enough. Her life is on a fast track. She got engaged to David after months of dating this month. They bought a freaking house together in Lehigh, and their wedding is probably going to happen very soon. I've seen reports that it's possible that most of the family, including Janelle, found out online that Christine was in his confessionals for years. They play a clip about how Cody apparently used to be different and how he's different now. He used to be happy-go-lucky, and all the wives kind of say in their own way he's just not the same person. And the clip where Cody basically says he wants to run away from his life, it's actually a really dark and sad clip, that one, actually. And Mary's like, that doesn't concern me anymore. Robin says that Cody tries to sabotage their relationship. Cody's angry, although Mykelti did say he's gotten a bit better with his anger, but I do not see that yet, but okay. Cody says he was sabotaging his relationship with Robin to punish himself. Also, you know, there were dark winds that were going through him, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger had become a turnoff. There were a lot of dark winds going through him, he says, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger became a turnoff, and it probably still is. I mean, come on. Janelle says that a lot of his talk or narrative has become about Robin. He's like fixated, and he always started to frame things as if Robin did everything right. Janelle says that she couldn't even say anything to him about Robin ever. It was off limits, which is weird for a marriage. You're supposed to confide and talk about everything. Cody says that he was equitable with his time when he's pressed by Suki. Okay, is he just gonna lie like that? Come on, Suki, you need to call him out a little bit more on this. This is a blatant lie. What is up with Cody and Robin trying to bamboozle America and the other wives to think that Cody was equitable with his time? I am done with this facade. Obviously, the time wasn't equitable, okay? Just fess up. It's okay, like, no one's together anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, the gig is up. Either way, Cody was getting so sick of complaints about Robin that he said he wanted to hit people in the mouth if they said anything about her, which is pretty bold and terrible to say because, first of all, he's talking about the other wives, I feel, right now. So that's wrong. Mary escaped to the UK, and let's talk about secret weddings. So let's start with Janelle this month. This month, Janelle set up her trailer somewhere that is not Coyote Pass. Thank God. And fans actually thought that maybe her new boyfriend was hiding in plain sight in this picture. See the legs? Anyways, but Janelle just had to reply back and shut down fans that thought that before the blogs went crazy. And she said, haha, no, it's Gabe, but my children and grandchildren are the true loves of my life. Honestly, Janelle is so independent, and the whole lovey-dovey aspect of a relationship never seemed to be like her thing, so I could see her just staying single for a while. I don't think Janelle will be getting into any whirlwind romances anytime soon. We shouldn't hold our breath for that. Janelle recently went to Utah, I'm assuming to visit Christine, and she went on her stories about how the lilacs are just better there and she misses them. She even brought like a bouquet back to her hotel room, hoping maybe she could also bring them on the plane with her to Flagstaff. Janelle then was in Utah again like a day ago, and she posted a story and said she was there to play with Christine, David, Savannah, and some friends. Play, guys, play. And you know, Janelle could sort of randomly be in Utah twice in a month, but I also would not even be surprised if Christine got married or something, because she's moving so fast with David, and I just get the feeling she wants to get married as fast as possible. So every time I see Janelle in Utah, I'm like, oh, did it happen? I guess we'll find out when the People magazine pictures come out, right? So we'll see. Either way, there's clearly no truth to the rumor that there's a feud between Christine and Janelle. Janelle has literally traveled to Utah twice in 1 month. I mean, based on social media evidence. But I digress. For now, though, Janelle's number one companion in Flagstaff seems to be Gabriel, who's helping her quite a lot with this. The way Cody can fix it to make it better has to do with the boys. He's just not getting that, and it's almost like they're speaking different languages, so it's kind of an uncomfortable meetup. He says, I don't think Janelle's in love with me. She thinks I'm hot with my pecs and whatever. The minute he said I'm hot, I just stopped even like noticing what he was talking about. Ew, just ew. I've literally never glanced at Cody's pecs, for the record. I mean, have you guys? Like, does he have good pecs? What is he talking about? Robin says she didn't want an apology from the boys, and she doesn't know why Cody's asking for an apology. He keeps using the word transmute over and over, maybe to sound sophisticated. I don't know. I think I want to transmute out of this episode at this point, because I don't know what's going on. Janelle asks Cody straight up if he still wants plural marriage. She says, sometimes I can't tell. And I feel like he keeps dodging the question. Janelle says, I'm not going to be with him if he doesn't want to be a father to my kids because of a disagreement. Facts. What type of parent writes off his kids over a disagreement, no matter what age, right? I don't get this whole, I care about them when they're small, but when they're big, I don't care anymore. Like, what? I don't I don't understand that. Cody says that he needs to figure out plural monogamy now, a husband with 2 families that don't interact, because Janelle has no interest in interacting with Robin. Cody thinks that Janelle wanting to separate for a bit is a punishment way beyond the crime. The crime is not being a good parent to her kids, so the crime is pretty big here. I mean, if we're saying it how it is. Janelle brings up that she doesn't have an estate, and Cody says that Janelle has the same assets as him. Is that really true, though? I feel like it's not. Cody says this sounds like it's about money for Janelle. He's not getting it. She's just trying to say she doesn't feel safe with her financial situation. It doesn't feel like it's fair. And Cody says something like, our house is the family's house. I mean, no, that's in the towel on Coyote Pass. Of course, it's more complicated since she separated from Cody recently. For many years, Janelle has desperately tried to move things forward and make her fantasy of having greenhouses and building a house on her parcel of land a reality. She had her house drafted. No one seemed to care, by the way. She lived in a trailer on the property to have a presence there and sacrificed not having electricity. Literally lived off grid. They still didn't pay off the land at the time, and there's no indication that it's paid now. According to Janelle, money was going to other things. I mean, they just didn't seem focused like they were for building the houses in the cul-de-sac in Vegas, in my opinion. Things have changed, and Janelle seems content with her new place, by the way, with a patio, and she will be taking her trailer elsewhere this year. She said, "The place I'm living now has a great patio. I've always wanted a great patio where it wasn't so blazing hot, Vegas, so you could sit outside. So I splurged on some patio furniture this year, and I'm loving my coffee on the patio this cool, peaceful Sunday morning." And for those wondering about the trailer, stay tuned. I actually have put it in a seasonal space this year and will begin the adventure of managing the trailer as an independent woman. At least it has hookups this time around. It's always been something I wanted to do. As they say in the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, Towanda. The Towanda reference basically is something you say to feel empowered. And no empowered woman wants to live next to their ex, let's say on Coyote Pass. So Towanda, Janelle, Towanda. Also, Janelle gave a lot of money from the sale of her house in Vegas to Robin and Cody for them to buy their almost $1 million house back in 2019, which was shocking to hear, honestly. She could probably use the money from the land to get a house of her own, just saying. Cody bought Coyote Pass in 2018 for $820,000 with the intention of season 18, episode 6. They're really good. And guess what? There are four teasers, guys. I'll also talk about the description for episode 7. Teaser 1. Cody and Janelle meet for the first time since their big Christmas fight where Janelle told Cody, F you, and they're back at the same restaurant that Christine and Cody met at in episode 1, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's the Mexican place with the red walls. This teaser is from People magazine, and it starts with Janelle basically saying that Cody needs to be a man and stop saying that the relationship is crap because Christine left. This is a new outfit for Janelle, by the way, in her confessional, and from the sounds of it, it probably was filmed after she left Cody because the gloves are off in this confessional. She says, "Separate your relationships and pay attention." The awkward silence at the restaurant is so deafening and cringe. It's so awkward. Janelle says that she wants to stay separated for now. Cody is shocked for some reason. She does offer the idea of counseling and says that she's not throwing in the towel yet, but she wants to be separate so she can clearly think about what she needs out of the relationship moving forward. And then Cody goes on the same old tangent about how Christine blindsided him. And Janelle says in her confessional, she's not buying that because she says, and I quote, "He's been telling me for years that he wasn't attracted to Christine and that he was struggling in their marriage. Janelle says, I would have left his ass the first time he said that to me." Boom! I love this new confessional vibe for Janelle, honestly. She's way more aggressive with it, let's say. I mean, staying in a relationship where your husband is literally telling the world and other wives that he's not attracted to you, I can't think of anything more degrading. It's beyond. I mean, come on. Anyone with self-respect would have left. Cody can't say a thing. And by the way, Christine is so pretty. I think she's gorgeous and moving the business up there. Downsizing in Flagstaff, whatever that means. I don't know if she actually to this day has a rental or something in Flagstaff, or if she's just now fully in Utah. Robin is double checking, is this still your home? And she's just really wanting Mary to still want to be in Flagstaff. Mary says yes, but she's just gonna spend longer stretches of time in Utah, you know? So Robin just confides that she is now feeling very unsteady. Cody is different, everything is different, and she says that really the most steady thing is her relationship with Mary, although Mary said that Robin doesn't even call or text her much. So, you know, Mary wants to be around people who want to be around her, and who could blame her? Robin is like, let's not give up, okay? Robin says, you know what, Robin, just call Mary once in a while then if you want her to stay. Like, what are you talking about? Back to Janelle and Christine now at the Red Restaurant. Janelle says that she recently saw Nancy, their old therapist. Do you guys remember Nancy? I mean, nothing Nancy did worked. Let's just say that she was Christine and Cody's counselor, failed marriage there. She was Mary and Cody's counselor, failed marriage there. Every relationship Nancy counseled for the Browns fell apart. So, I mean, the track record is bad here, but Janelle saw Nancy anyway. And Janelle says, you know, what's happened is I'm growing and I need something different. I don't want to be married anymore. So she's kind of like in between two worlds of, you know, wanting to not be married to Cody anymore, but I think part of her still likes him, so it's weird. You know, so next, the kids are, well, I should say Cody and Robin's kids are going to Coyote Pass to use the mini bikes they got for Christmas that Cody did not get the other kids. Of course, you know, he only got them for Robin's children. Aurora's on a four-wheeler. They're riding around the deer pond where there's no... Mary escaped to the UK, and let's talk about secret weddings. So let's start with Janelle this month. This month, Janelle set up her trailer somewhere that is not Coyote Pass. Thank God. And fans actually thought that maybe her new boyfriend was hiding in plain sight in this picture. See the legs? Anyways, but Janelle just had to reply back and shut down fans that thought that before the blogs went crazy. And she said, haha, no, it's Gabe, but my children and grandchildren are the true loves of my life. Honestly, Janelle is so independent, and the whole lovey-dovey aspect of a relationship never seemed to be like her thing, so I could see her just staying single for a while. I don't think Janelle will be getting into any whirlwind romances anytime soon. We shouldn't hold our breath for that. Janelle recently went to Utah, I'm assuming to visit Christine, and she went on her stories about how the lilacs are just better there and she misses them. She even brought like a bouquet back to her hotel room, hoping maybe she could also bring them on the plane with her to Flagstaff. Janelle then was in Utah again like a day ago, And she posted a story and said she was there to play with Christine, David, Savannah, and some friends. Play, guys. Play. And, you know, Janelle could sort of randomly be in Utah twice in a month, but I also would not even be surprised if Christine got married or something, because she's moving so fast with David, and I just get the feeling she wants to get married as fast as possible. So every time I see Janelle in Utah, I'm like, oh, did it happen? I guess we'll find out when the People magazine pictures come out, right? So we'll see. Either way, there's clearly no truth to the rumor that there's a feud between Christine and Janelle. Janelle has literally traveled to Utah twice in 1 month. I mean, based on social media evidence. But I digress. For now, though, Janelle's number one companion in Flagstaff seems to be Gabriel, who's helping her quite a lot with it. From that too, please bring Mary into the spin-off conversation. And finally, an E! News teaser. They released a clip showing kind of the beginnings of the Janelle and Cody big fight scene. We're all definitely tuning in for this in episode 3, and the conversation is a lot about the boys, and Janelle is really standing up for herself here. She's triggered by Cody putting the blame on her and explicitly telling her, you know, this is on you, Janelle, which is of course not true. So Janelle says that Cody should call the boys and talk to them. Why is he putting her in the middle of everything? She says he's the parent too. Cody says the phone goes both ways. Okay, but I mean, Cody's the parent. I would not expect my kid to call me to resolve things. That's kind of weird. Janelle says, you always flip these things on me. And he says, it belongs on you, Janelle. Oh, dang. Janelle was not ready or did not want to accept that at all. She then says, why does it belong on me? Why does it belong on me? Oh no, like you can see things are going downhill from here. And he says, because you didn't support my stand when we had the virus rules. I mean, biggest eye roll ever. This again? Can we not about the rules? I just cannot. The dang rules about wiping your mail. I mean, come on. Janelle says that he had told her at the time to choose her loyalty or she wouldn't have a husband. So she says, what am I supposed to do? Choose between you and my children? Cody says, you're gaslighting me. And Janelle says, no, you're gaslighting me. Gaslighting is such a buzzword right now. I don't even know. And Janelle is like, whatever I did, it just was not good enough. And then that clip stops, but we know things escalate, and I can see how. Now it's another clip. Okay, so there's so many teasers, it's really hard to keep track, but there's actually a clip posted, I think it's on another website, and then it links to a TLC clip where Cody says ever they could afford to build on Coyote Pass with no infrastructure whatsoever there. So just deciding which plot of land they would all get, who will be in the trees, seemed like a never-ending saga for seasons and seasons. Christine ended up buying a house in Flagstaff, and initially Janelle, Mary, and Robin rented. Mary and Janelle lived in multiple rentals there. Mary had one rental where she had to move out because of angry neighbors. The next one she had an elevator. It was gorgeous, but the driveway looked really hard to go up. And there was another one that was really nice, but she recently moved out of that one. And honestly, she seems to have moved out of Flagstaff and moved to Utah near or at her B&B Lizzie's Heritage Inn. But this is kind of based on fans seeing Mary with moving stuff or whatever. Mary's never confirmed anything. It's probably going to be on the next season. We just suspect that she does live in Parowan, Utah now. Lizzie's Heritage Inn used to be owned by Mary's ancestors. She had said at the grand opening on Instagram, "This is an old family home of mine, built by my great-great-grandparents in 1970. and occupied by 4 generations until it sold out of the family in the 1980s. So it was a dream to get it back in the family. Robin ended up buying an almost $1 million house, and the down payment was paid for, according to Janelle, in part with the money she had from the sale of her Vegas house, which is pretty controversial. It's huge inside Robin's house. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom house in Flagstaff. It sits on multiple acres of land, has 2 master suites, a 4-car garage, and like a really nice kitchen. So this is where Cody spends most of his time, clearly, and in my opinion, it's the most luxurious option. So then, when things fell apart between Christine and Cody, she sold her house in Flagstaff. The house had a great view and 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It's there where Cody and Christine had the infamous argument while he was like installing a door to stop the cat from going into certain areas. In episode 5 of Sister Wives, we're getting dark here. It's gloomy. There's a lot of controversy here, a lot to talk about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be back with more recaps and reactions. Bye, guys! There is so much going on this month in the world of Sister Wives that I have no choice but to make multiple update videos about what Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin are up to in September 2023. Here is my part 1, and stay tuned until the end of this video to get all the tea about that text exchange that caused a huge rift in the family at the end of the video. Let's start with the fact that Starcasm is claiming that Christine's wedding to David is imminent. They say that Christine told fans on Instagram that her wedding is about 6 weeks away, and that would bring us to roughly mid-October or so. So Christine also said, according to them, that she is looking to change her last name from Brown to Woolley, which is a big deal and a sign that Christine just wants to completely leave her past behind her forever. Because it would mean that she would have a different last name from her kids. Fans have been speculating about when her wedding was going to be for a while. Some people were even saying that she's already married. It looks like it's going to be an October wedding just before the holidays. I'm curious to see who will make the guest list and if it's going to be filmed. Christine also revealed this month that she met David on a dating app for single parents called The Stir, so I guess dating apps do work sometimes, and that she actually watches Sister Wives on cable with David, which must be awkward. Meanwhile, Mary and Janelle are both traveling at the moment, or they have been traveling, probably to avoid watching the show, maybe. Travel is always a good distraction. Mary was in New York recently and watched this clip where she's with her friend Melanie in New York, and Melanie accidentally reveals their exact location over live, and Mary says something like, "Do you know who I am?" I just think it's agreed with me. But I mean, now that more of the wives left, the poor graphic designer at TLC that has to figure this out, like, how do they do the group shot? Well, apparently in a rainbow shape with broken glass cracks everywhere. I guess this is a metaphor, but it really looks like a horror movie poster, like all the cracks and everything. It's a mess. Robin is, in her picture, looking far away somewhere, like she's daydreaming about her porch with her sister wives and grandkids. That's never gonna happen, you know? I don't know, but why couldn't she be looking somewhere even remotely close to the camera? Also, these look awfully familiar, almost like they're recycled pictures from last season, because they probably were not into getting together for another photo shoot or something like that. I don't know. The new teaser, I guess teaser part 2, needs to also be broken down because they released it, and historically the teaser basically shows us the big moments. There's rarely been like huge surprises with these teasers typically. It looks like some of the season is taking place around Christmas, but I mean, is it last Christmas? It cannot be Christmas 2021 or I will freak out. And still, no David in the teasers yet. The new trailer that they just released starts with Christine basically saying point blank that she left because Cody had favorites. No one is surprised by this, but I'm surprised that it sounded like she said favorites, like plural. Who is the other favorite? I feel like she still meant only Robin. Maybe that was like just kind of like a slip, but anyways, just something I noticed. Mary says that she heard Cody refer to her as a friend. Like, Mary at this point is still holding on for some reason, grasping at anything at this point, and I cannot wait until the moment on the show where we don't need to watch these moments and she just wakes up and gets the heck away from Cody. He does not deserve you, Mary. And the confessionals, it's a very, very like self-deprecating situation. How his anger was a turnoff for Robin, apparently. I mean, yeah, it is a turnoff to be like super angry and weird in confessionals like that. Any woman would run the heck away, right? Well, basically, Cody was oversharing with Robin, probably more than he was in his confessionals. I mean, can you imagine? But in this teaser, Cody's interview was way more interesting than Robin's, I do have to say, in this teaser. In another teaser, Christine talks about how she doesn't trust Robin because she does one thing and then says another, which she has actually said this in interviews. This is not new information. Christine distrusts because Robin says she wants a big family and how she's mourning and everything, but then does all these separate things with Cody. It just does not make sense. Suki is like, how can you have a relationship with Robin if you don't trust her? Like, Suki, really? Have you watched the darn show, Suki? Christine already told Robin, like last season, that she doesn't want a relationship. Christine says, no, I will not have a relationship with Robin. But she doesn't blame Robin for everything going wrong either. That's more of a group blame situation. And Mary says that her relationship with Robin is getting figured out, whatever that means, but obviously they're not as close as before. I mean, after Robin's freak out, I would question things too. She says things are different, and emotionally, Mary's just not 100% there yet to be friends with her ex-husband's wife. Totally get that. Mary says, I'm single. I don't have sister wives. And Mary talks about how Jen, her BFF, has her back 100%, but the other wives don't. But then she says Robin does. So basically she means Christine and Janelle don't have her back, basically, which no, they don't. I feel like there's no love lost between them, and it's because of past stuff, which hasn't been fully revealed. In another teaser, Mary accuses Cody of not telling her how he felt for a long time, leaving her to pine for him. And she says that when Cody told Robin in the finale that they had an agreement, Mary is steadily coming to realize that Cody isn't going to have the change of heart she had been waiting for, and makes a life-changing decision. Thank God. Lastly, Cody has been spending less and less time at Janelle's house, and after an explosive fight, she kicks him out. Well, it kind of looks like she tried to stop him, but I mean, I don't know if this is the fight they're referring to, but we all know what happens, you know. Hashtag separation. So, through their transparency and vulnerability, the Browns shed light on the hardships their family is struggling to overcome. Anyways, no surprise that Mary is now following Alex Scott on social media, a self-proclaimed narcissistic abuse healing coach on TikTok. Am I right? Anyways, lastly, the first episode description has also dropped, and the title seems to be No Such Thing as a Free Lunch. And it starts off with a bang, because it says, Christine has moved to Salt Lake City, but the fallout from her divorce remains. Janelle, Mary, and Robin struggle to plan the upcoming holidays as the family continues to be divided. Then, things get tense between Cody and Christine when they sit down for the first time since she left. I mean, why does the season always start with a tense sit down between Cody and Christine? I'm emotionally exhausted already, but I can't wait to see this episode. I'm going to assume this is the holidays in 2022. Cross your fingers, people, that we're only like 6 months behind and not 2 years this time. I don't know. I guess we'll see clues during the season. More on this later. That being said, if you watched until this point, I have a secret for you. I just created playlists for every recap of season 17 and season 16 for people who just want to like quickly catch up before the new season. It's literally 8 minutes per episode, so it'll be like quick and easy to watch. And obviously, I'll be back recapping Sister Wives shortly. So guys, here's to season 18. Bye guys! It went better than expected. No fireworks. They were all friendly. And Cody's still confused, like, why can't we reconcile? And he blames the fact that Janelle wants nothing to do with Robin and Mary. But there is no declaration of love, no real attempt. I mean, he's trying just as hard with Janelle as with Garrison and Gabriel. And that's not much, honestly. They can't even find topics to talk about for a couple minutes. I mean, code red over here. But Cody still says next week, I'm going to ask her to reconcile again. And maybe I'll get more serious. Okay, so Mary is still trying to figure things out with Cody. She still kind of seems confused or something. She knows there's no hope at this point. And she's in Parowan getting trees out of her yard that are threatening the house probably. And yes, the rest of the episode is partly Mary's confessional talking about something we've heard before, and then trees getting cut and put into like a cutting machine. Yes, really. And I thought I was losing my mind, but at the end of the episode, she recounts the story of their anniversary where he basically confirmed that he wants nothing to do with her. But she said it in a slightly different way. Why are they replaying this? What is happening? I thought I was losing it. Literally the same exact story. Do they not edit? Like, they probably thought to themselves, we're repeating this in 2 different episodes. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. She says that she wants to move forward and said, why don't we just be curious about each other? Like, Mary will not stop. When was this confessional filmed? Honestly, why does she still want to be curious about anything? She knows what's going on. He said he didn't want to be curious. Anyways, there's no curiosity here. Let's move on from here. She's sad because she remembers the couples that they were. And Janelle and Christine validate this. And they do say that Mary and Cody were like an it couple. That's why Christine wanted to be in the family so bad. They were solid. She says that, now screw him. He's not worth it. And she says that with the trees gone, it's not as bad as she feared. And this, I guess, is a metaphor. Maybe without Cody, things won't be as tattoo. Janelle is just not there yet, though. She says it takes a long time in plural marriage to get a release. What the heck is a release, and how long does it take to get one? I think she means like a real break off of her relationship. Savannah is right there during the whole conversation because, let's face it, the apartment is so small, you can't really have secrets anyway. And Savannah confirms that Cody hasn't seen her or talked to her since the beginning of December for her birthday, and it's now mid-January. Unclear why Savannah was completely snubbed by Cody for Christmas, why she didn't get an invite to see Cody, she didn't get a present from Cody. And Savannah says that she was sad at first, but now she's mad. Looks like Savannah didn't get a scooter, guys. And Christine is so pissed about the whole thing, and I don't blame her. Cody says that Christine and Janelle banded together, and he doesn't have the emotional fortitude anymore, and that the phone goes both ways. He said, I can reach out to Savannah eventually. It'll happen. Okay, Cody, call Savannah. I mean, that's so cruel. Her watching everyone get those scooters and everything. She didn't get anything, not even a phone call. It's terrible. Robin is driving up her van now, and she's coming over to Mary's house. They're still meeting outside for some reason, and Robin says that Christmas was crazy. She says Isabel, McKelty, and Truly came over. Poor Mary didn't even know, so she's hurt by that. And Robin, as usual, just releases herself from feeling bad about telling Mary by saying she had no control, absolutely no control over what was happening. Whatever. Robin still doesn't understand why Christine left still. It's so annoying. She's still grasping at the fact that there was, quote unquote, no real deal breaker. I'm immediately annoyed by this conversation, honestly. Janelle says that when they went public, it never really settled the same way as before, and they kept trying and trying, but it just always fell for all the weird questions. Christine says that her gut reaction is that she doesn't want to invite Mary to her wedding, but Leon, she says, is going. Cody's family, she says, some of them will be coming, which I found strange a little. I think she said that Cody's mom is going. Mary says that she hopes to marry again someone who cherishes her this time. And Janelle ends the whole thing by saying that she probably won't reconcile with Cody. She can't see it. She still has high regard for him, but she doesn't really want to reconcile. And now we get into the final random question of the tell-all, who their celebrity crushes are. So here we go. Janelle's celebrity crush is Gerard Butler. Mary's celebrity crush is Matthew McConaughey. Cody says his celebrity crush is Sophia Loren since he was 6 years old. And Robin's celebrity crush revealed by Cody is Ryan Reynolds. He says, that's why I have six-pack abs to keep up with the competition. I don't know if he can keep up with Ryan Reynolds. I'm just going to put that out there. Sorry, Cody. It's not really a competition there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still listening, you're amazing for listening to all my rants about the tell-alls and for the whole season. I can't believe this is the tell-all finale, but there's more coming up. There's like these specials where I know like Robin like storms off and cries or whatever, and then there's the wedding special. So I'll be back with more recaps for that. But thank you so much for listening the whole way through, and I'll be back with more content. Bye, guys. Here are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18, The Tell-All Part 4, the final part of the tell-all. We made it, guys. We made it. In the first teaser, Cody goes in on Christine when Suki reveals that she said that she didn't think Robin really wanted to live plural marriage. Obviously, this was going to trigger Cody like nothing else. He cannot stand when the wives say anything about Robin. So, well played, Suki. Well played. She clearly was going to unearth the crazy Cody moment. Everyone's doing their own thing. But I have never seen or heard of a 7-year-old who still has a pacifier. Never seen it. Never seen it. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you've seen before. Janelle's in a vacation rental with her boys and Savannah. There is this sadness that Cody's not showing up, and Janelle actually told the kids that they had a fight and that things were not well, and the kids were not surprised. Savannah says that Christmas was quiet but kind of nice, and Gabriel actually enjoyed it more than he thought. Cuts to Cody that says that Janelle is out of sight, out of mind, and that my loyal wife wants something special, so I'm blocking everything else. Of course, emphasis on loyal. Cody just does not give a you-know-what anymore. The gloves are off. Like, that was such shade. Since when is Janelle not loyal? I don't know. Anyways, they're having crepes, And there's this way too long segment about what Cody puts in his crepe. He calls it a French burrito, and it's disgusting. Like, did not need this fluff. Nathan and Cody now go on a drive with no destination. They're just driving around, and trust me, it kind of gets dark. Nathan says that his wife and Mary are sisters. Actually, we knew this. He's had 2 wives. The second wife actually ended up leaving him. So Cody and Nathan are bonding over this. Cody wonders if he can adjust to having a smaller family. He says, "Can I be monogamous?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, you still have a big family no matter what happens in your marriage. Like, you have all these kids. It's not like you have a smaller family. So I don't know really what he means here. He says that he courted Robin and Mary, but he had requirements for Janelle and Christine because they asked to be part of the family. "There will be other wives and you will be committed to me," were the requirements, I guess. And bam, during the episode, Christine came in hot and posted this to her Instagram. It said, "It's really nice to be with someone who doesn't have any special requirements before we get married. I love being loved for who I am." It's funny that she acknowledges, it's like, hey, I'm a celebrity. This was from one of her Fridays with Friends.
To a Broadway show. We're going to go see
51st and 8th is what we're on. No, 49th and 8th. That's better. That makes more sense. We're on this road.
Do you know who I am? You never live tell where I am.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, look
I
at
don't
me.
know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I didn't know. I thought she was like serious.
Are you on I need to train her.
Mary posted this about her trip to New York and also reminds everyone, as usual, to worthy up. She said, "I spent some time at the Museum of Ice Cream in New York City this week. Such a fun and interactive place. Oh, and lots of ice cream. One of the activities was this wall where you can create and write messages. Let me share with you my message to the world. Worthy up, reminding you that because you exist, you are worthy." Yeah, this is like a new thing. Mary's like a motivational speaker now. And Janelle has been in Mexico. Actually, I think she's literally there now if you're watching it the day I post this. And in her stories, she's been posting what she's been up to. She's been at the beach. She watched a mariachi band. She's living the good life over there in Mexico. I don't know who she's with or if this is like a solo trip. I'm assuming this has to do with Plexus, a brand that she sells for, but honestly, good for Janelle. She probably wanted to take a break after that crazy episode aired of the big fight between her and Cody in her living room, and word on the street is that she had asked her kids not to comment on it. I mean, that's kind of what Mykelti alluded to, and she probably asked them not to watch it, honestly. Like, I wouldn't blame her. It's kind of awkward. Speaking of watching the show, I have a confession to make, guys. I joined Mykelti's Patreon. I'm her patron, pretty much specifically because I'd heard that she'd spilled some tea about that toxic text thread that caused a major rift in the family. So I had to investigate for all of us and also to support Mykelti. So I watched her live. It went better than expected. No fireworks. They were all friendly. And Cody's still confused, like, why can't we reconcile? And he blames the fact that Janelle wants nothing to do with Robin and Mary. But there is no declaration of love, no real attempt. I mean, he's trying just as hard with Janelle as with Garrison and Gabriel. And that's not much, honestly. They can't even find topics to talk about for a couple minutes. I mean, code red over here. But Cody still says next week, I'm going to ask her to reconcile again. And maybe I'll get more serious. Okay, so Mary is still trying to figure things out with Cody. She still kind of seems confused or something. She knows there's no hope at this point. And she's in Parowan getting trees out of her yard that are threatening the house probably. And yes, the rest of the episode is partly Mary's confessional talking about something we've heard before, and then trees getting cut and putting put into like a cutting machine. Yes, really. And I thought I was losing my mind, but at the end of the episode, she recounts the story of their anniversary where he basically confirmed that he wants nothing to do with her. But she said it in a slightly different way. Why are they replaying this? What is happening? I thought I was losing it. Literally the same exact story. Do they not edit? Like, they probably thought to themselves, we're repeating this in 2 different episodes. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. She says that she wants to move forward and said, why don't we just be curious about each other? Like, Mary will not stop. When was this confessional filmed? Honestly. Why does she still want to be curious about anything? She knows what's going on. He said he didn't want to be curious. Anyways, there's no curiosity here. Let's move on from here. She's sad because she remembers the couples that they were. And Janelle and Christine validate this. And they do say that Mary and Cody were like an it couple. That's why Christine wanted to be in the family so bad. They were solid. She says that, now screw him. He's not worth it. And she says that with the trees gone, it's not as bad as she feared. And this, I guess, is a metaphor. Maybe without Cody, things won't be as Christine. She had fun on the birthday date with Cody, but it felt like being with a friend. And then he dropped her off and he went home. And she didn't hear from him in 2 weeks. And Christine is shocked. She says, he drove off to Robin's house? Janelle feels like Christine is thinking, poor you. And she doesn't like that vibe. She kind of wants Christine to know that, yeah, she's really done, but Christine's not really buying it yet. They may want to do a family reunion with Mary and Robin. And Mary says, yeah, I think I would be up for that, just to get the kids together. Robin is like, it's asking for trouble and fights. Cody says that he doesn't want one with Christine at this point. So in this context, it's really Robin and Cody not wanting the family together, which is weird because when they talk, it's like that's the ultimate goal, to have the family together, but they're not willing to have the family together. It's very confusing. They're contradicting themselves, really. Robin says that Aurora's talking to a boy like she's 12 or something, but she's 20, and Aurora kind of like blushes and says they're talking. Mary's like, is all you do with him talk? And they laugh, and we learn that he's a college boy. He's from out of state, but moved down for college. And Robin says that he feels like he's a nice kid. Mary says, I was married at your age. She says that she was married just after she was 19. She was a baby. And Mary used to say that she regretted not taking more time to get to know who she was. Because really, 19, that's insane. Mary tells Robin that she signed a contract with the house where she's at to stay longer, and Robin is stressed out that she's just trying to trust what Mary's saying. She wants to believe that Mary's going to stay for the long haul or whatever, but Cody says Mary has little involvement with them and the kids. I think she should move on. Like, this is the second time he's kind of said it. Robin says, I'm glad I came and it was good to catch up. And Mary says that any family experiences I have, I will take. Mary's out here just trying so hard, cherishing the moments she gets with the family. And they're basically giving her multiple times that even from early on, Janelle and Mary butted heads. And that Janelle kind of even toned down the PDA with Cody very early on because it felt kind of uncomfortable. In the book Becoming Sister Wives, Janelle said that housekeeping was a major problem between her and Mary. She said that Mary and Cody would actually gang up on her and insisted that she clean the house in the evening, while she was kind of trying to relax, I guess. Things got so bad that after a really bad fight with Mary, Janelle moved away with her kids to her mother's house and then agreed to come back because they were moving into the Lehigh house that had more space and a full yard and everything. So it kind of lured her back in. There was some type of rumbling on the show about Mary, like, restricting access to her side of the house in Lehigh or something, about using her steps, to the point where Janelle was worried that in Flagstaff, like on Coyote Pass, Mary could restrict the kids from going to the pond if she lived, like, next to it. So she was trying to, like, restrict Mary from living next to it, which sounded ridiculous to me at the time, because A, the pond is disturbing and disgusting. B, like, who the heck cares about the pond that probably has prairie dog poop in it with plague? Like, I never understood why Janelle was so passionate about the pond. Either way, Mary and Janelle actually went to therapy together, and on the way there, they rode separately. And so they rode separately to therapy when they used to live in the cul-de-sac, which was basically like the same general area, showing how close they actually are. I mean, it couldn't be done. They couldn't ride together. It was too weird. Mary also said something kind of interesting one time on Anderson Cooper's show a long time ago, because Anderson actually doesn't even have that show anymore. She had told Anderson that Janelle threatened her less than Christine in terms of jealousy, because she kind of saw Janelle's relationship with Cody as more of like a friendship, and Christine's was more like romantic. Ouch. Okay, so this goes to show the delay here. So for fans of the show who follow Mykelti at all, this was not a shock. It was just nice to see the moment where this happened. And the first thing Christine says is, "Are you excited to only get pregnant one more time?" Mykelti says, "Yes, we're done after this." So I guess Mykelti is not going to have 6 kids like her mom. Just wild guess. But I found it interesting. That's the first kind of thing that she was talking about here. So Peyton is like, "Mom, you can hold one as Mykelti holds one." And this made me laugh. It was kind of stating the obvious, and we just love Peyton. And then she shows the iPhone recording the scene, the sonogram for the whole world on national television to watch. Her uterus is out there. I mean, this is an exciting twist, but so far back in the past that I cannot. Here's a look at the twins now, actually, at a pumpkin patch. They recently went to one. Mykelti said under this post, "All leaves and pumpkins, please. Last year, these boys were very uncomfortably inside my womb, and now they're almost 1. It's crazy how fast life passes you by. What an incredible year this has been. I'm overjoyed, looking forward to the next years." Mykelti is truly thriving as a mom of 3, and Tony, I mean, we all love Tony. He's such a good partner for her. Now, let's get to the episode descriptions for episodes 11 and 12. So, episode 11 is called Airing the Dirty Laundry, and that is airing this weekend. It says, Christine is ecstatic when Mykelti tells her she's having twins. Then, Mary reveals that while out for their anniversary, Cody finally admitted he no longer wants a relationship with her, and she is forced to consider ending her marriage for good. This hope that Mary keeps talking about on camera is just so heartbreaking and triggering. She needs to completely break free. So on Fridays with Friends with Jen that she films on Instagram, someone had asked her recently if she would ever consider polygamy again, and Mary kind of seen that she has not spoken to Cody since her birthday in early December, and it's now mid-January. Poor sweet Savannah. That is so unfair. She's like collateral damage. Christine says, "I don't think he realizes how easy it would be to fix this all. He needs to see his kids." And then Cody comes in and says he just doesn't have the emotional fortitude, apparently. And here come the victim vibes, and he says that the phone goes both ways. The kids can call him. I have a big issue with whenever he says that, because he is the dad. He should always take the first step. It just comes with the territory of being a parent. why are you expecting the boys or Savannah to call you to talk or mend things? Make it make sense. People magazine offered a sneak peek with quotes. Apparently, there will be a big chat between Mary and Robin, and Mary says she has a secret. They're probably outside again, and they hug about something. The article said that from Christine's perspective, and I quote, she said, "I thought naively that we would be able to all get together again for the holidays and family functions and still have family reunions together. Even with me leaving, I really felt like we could be mature enough and adult enough. But as of right now, I don't see that being possible. I just don't. There's so many things that are broken now. We're just not a family anymore." That is accurate. It's broken, and I'm officially worried. After last week, I'm seriously questioning Cody's mental stability with all that talk about I'll be the devil you know now and how he wants to run away. What is going on there? And now let's talk about the description for season 18, episode 6. This one is called The Understatement of the Year, and I think it's going to be a good one, guys. It says, Christine reveals she's hired a matchmaker. Mary makes plans to move her business but worries about how Robin will take the news. Janelle meets with Cody for the first time since their huge fight and asks if he still wants plural marriage. I mean, yes, Mary almost making her exit here. Camera crying about how she wanted to be with her sister wives on a porch with her kids and grandkids. I do have a lot to say about this. Her fantasy about the wives on the porch that she's always talking about. She's brought this up before. It's like a fantasy, and even if they were all still with Cody, the relationships were not where, you know, they would have been like that on the porch. And she wasn't exactly acting like the wife that wanted to be on the porch with the wives. So I don't know. Like, it's a good image in your head, but in practice, yeah, she just needs to like mourn that whole porch thing. And it'll probably just be her and Cody on the porch. And sometimes life changes and you just gotta roll with it, Robin. So Cody says that he tried to do everything right and it didn't work. So now he should just be the devil you think I am now. With this breathy, scary voice. I think a lot of us fans would say he, you know, like from our perspective, like we certainly don't think he did everything right. Not everyone does everything right. And I mean, come on, really? Everything right? I don't know. And the final scene in the teaser is just something else altogether. I was kind of cringing the whole time. Like, should we have witnessed this? I don't know. But Janelle tells Cody to shut his you-know-what mouth, and he's like, no, 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 and gets up and leaves, and then there's cursing. Imagine being the camera guy on that one for a second. Like, very cringy, very family drama, dark, you know, not anything, you know, we would ever want for that family. I'm guessing this will be a big scene in the new season, just like the knife in the kidneys last season. I think. I don't know. I don't know even if they've shot everything yet. It's just a teaser. It's not even the trailer. When the trailer comes, maybe we'll have more of a set, you know, look or something. Okay, guys, so the Browns are falling completely apart. We knew this, and I guess we'll be seeing it unfold from August 20th. Like, I'm scared to see what happens this season. I hope it's, you know, somewhat enjoyable. I'll definitely be tuning in and sleep. I hope you guys enjoyed it, though. Let me know what you thought of the episode, and yeah, what you want Suki to ask, because yeah, her questions aren't the greatest. I have to say, I saw a petition asking that Suki be removed as host, and I feel like they've had better hosts in the past. So, anyways, let's see what happens with all that. Alright, guys, have a great night. Bye!
These are the teasers for Sister Wives Season 18 Tell All Part 3, so I guess that's episode 17. In the first teaser, Robin is once again not offering very much in this tell-all. Her performance is terrible. She seems guarded and not trying to say anything interesting. She's crying a lot, obviously, this time about how she thinks Cody is self-sabotaging and trying to sabotage their relationship by picking fights with her. And Suki asks her, what are the fights about? And she takes forever to answer and says, stupid stuff. Welcome to Every Marriage, fighting about stupid stuff, nothing too special or unique or mind-blowing about that, Robin. Robin says that they are reacting differently to the bomb that's exploded in the family. Robin is mourning, so crying all the time, basically, and Cody is angry. Tell us something we don't know. Like, please, can we skip this segment? She says something weird, though. She says that Cody is ready to go find whatever. Does that mean wives, like women? It's not clear what Cody is going out to find, honestly. Cody's extremely vulnerable in this segment. I will give him that. He's the opposite of guarded. He is unapologetically himself, and although I do want to throw things at the TV while he's speaking, I have some respect for that. He says he was sabotaging his relationship with Robin to punish himself. He even thought about what it would be like to leave Robin and find someone else. And he thinks that he would look over at the new lover and say, I don't love you. I love the person I left. And he was embarrassed about the whole whatever happened with his family.
And number 8, and something I did not know, is that prior to Robin, on and off, they would talk about maybe having another wife. A couple of women actually wanted to join the family. One of them wanted Cody alone, so that wasn't going to work for them. And one of the others, it was going fine, but abruptly ended for unknown reasons. Like, I don't know. So a little bit of history there. I guess they were more open to having a new wife than I thought initially. I thought they just kind of stumbled upon Robin or something. I'll leave a link to the full interview in my description, but overall, this was such a good interview and juicy scoop, I thought. Let me know if you guys listened to it and what your thoughts are. Maybe, if there's a point that you thought was extra interesting, let me know, and I'll be back with more Sister Wives content. Bye, guys! This is a Sister Wives update for December 2023. We're diving into what Mary, Janelle, Cody, Robin, and Christine are up to this month, and there's a lot of drama and news to talk about. And stay tuned until the end of this video to find out what the family will be doing for Christmas this year. Let's start with Christine. So love is in the air, and Christine is getting her own spin-off, a wedding special. This month, TLC announced that the 2-part special set to air in January will be dedicated to Christine and David's nuptials, which took place on October 7th in Moab, Utah. So we'll get to see Christine finally get her dream wedding, a nice wedding dress, the whole hoopla, and of course Peyton and her dad walked her down the aisle. So part 1 of the special will air on January 7th, followed by part 2 on January 14th, so pretty early on in 2024. And Christine is just taking the world by storm. She was named one of reality TV's top 40 most powerful women by Variety magazine. And none of the other wives were chosen, obviously, and she attended a special dinner and event with other amazing women in reality TV, like a lot of the Real Housewives and like her friend Jen. And she was back at Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, because, she probably needs positivity in California. She said, "Fun in the California sunshine? Yes, please." So, yes, is it just me, or are the wives, at Disneyland, a lot? She was recently there with actually one of her male friends, even, but I don't think it's like that, no matter what the other bloggers say. I'm getting a total friend vibe, not like a new man vibe. But she had said, "This is me. This is how I choose to live and be. Situations and experiences may cause my life plans to shift," AKA, obviously she probably means her separation. People come and go. There may be moments that cause me to pause, reflect, and pivot. The past year has been that for me, but I've recently been feeling a shift as I move forward through it all and towards something different. Details on the different have yet to fully unveil themselves to me. In due time, I'm sure. Until then, to me, that I am right now will continue to embrace this beautiful thing called life and will continue building and creating and serving. There is so much more to come. So yeah, Mary's pivoting, trying to find something like a new purpose, let's say, but good for Mary. And for anyone wondering, Leo seems to be doing well. I think, they still live in Colorado. In Colorado. Janelle has been on the go as usual as well. She visited the Salt Springs boating place with her sister, who seems to be one of her favorite travel partners. And she had said, "Fun day at Salt Springs run yesterday. I've never had the experience of going somewhere, anchoring a boat, and spending the day in and out of the water. So much fun and so relaxing. I slept so good last night." She also, of course, went to Epcot and Disney World with her sister. So yeah, Mary and Janelle both went to Disney. It's a whole thing. And she also came back home and saw the new Indiana Jones movie with Garrison and Gabriel. Now, let's talk about season 18 because the teaser is living with David out of wedlock at the moment. I mean, they're engaged. And I mean, the audacity, if this is true, the audacity. I mean, Cody literally was courting a fourth wife while Christine was pregnant, and technically 3 of his wives were out of wedlock, so the whole wedlock argument doesn't really have legs for him. But anyways, we don't know who the insider is. We always have to take articles like this, kind of with a skeptical eye, right? Alright guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with more content. Bye guys! Can we just have a quick Sister Wives update about the pictures from Savannah Brown's graduation? Because it looks like the most awkward family situation ever. There were clearly 2 very divided groups at this graduation. I'm sure you could have probably cut the tension with a knife in Flagstaff that day. So in this corner, you had Cody with really bouncy curls that day, by the way. He did show up for his little girl, as he should. There's no way to confirm if Robin was there or not. I mean, people could just want to not be in pictures and stuff like that. And in the other corner, you have basically people who have very tense and strained relationships with Cody in various ways for various reasons. There's Gwendolyn, who has been holding nothing back on her YouTube channel, calling him manipulative and admitting that she's not a fan of Robin, and it's not even clear if he's going to even go to her wedding. We have Garrison and Gabriel. This played out on the show. They literally butted heads with Cody since the pandemic. Cody seemed super kind of cold towards them, in my opinion, not understanding that they wanted social lives as young men and kind of insisted that they just up and move out or whatever. There's just a lot of anger on his confessionals for years. They play a clip about how Cody apparently used to be different and how he's different now. He used to be happy-go-lucky, and all the wives kind of say in their own way he's just not the same person. And the clip where Cody basically says he wants to run away from his life, it's actually a really dark and sad clip, that one, actually. And Mary's like, that doesn't concern me anymore. Robin says that Cody tries to sabotage their relationship. Cody's angry, although Mykelti did say he's gotten a bit better with his anger, but I do not see that yet, but okay. Cody says he was sabotaging his relationship with Robin to punish himself. Also, there were dark winds that were going through him. And it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger had become a turnoff. There were a lot of dark winds going through him, he says, and it was actually scaring Robin. And his anger became a turnoff, and it probably still is. I mean, come on. Janelle says that a lot of his talk or narrative has become about Robin. He's like fixated. And he always started to frame things as if Robin did everything right. Janelle says that she couldn't even say anything to him about Robin ever. It was off limits, which is weird for a marriage. You're supposed to confide and talk about everything. Cody says that he was equitable with his time when he's pressed by Suki. Okay, is he just gonna lie like that? Come on, Suki, you need to call him out a little bit more on this. This is a blatant lie. What is up with Cody and Robin trying to bamboozle America and the other wives to think that Cody was equitable with his time? I am done with this facade. Obviously, the time wasn't equitable, okay? Just fess up. It's okay, like, no one's together anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, the gig is up. Either way, Cody was getting so sick of complaints about Robin that he said he wanted to hit people in the mouth if they said anything about her, which is pretty bold and terrible to say because, first of all, he's talking about the other wives, I feel, right now. So that's wrong. And so I thought I would share them and react to the quotes here. So first quote, "It's terrible that I'm making this about myself, but it hurts so much to see him be a good father to others when I didn't really get that much. I'm so happy they have a good father, or from what it looks like to be a good father and an active father." So this was actually really heartbreaking to hear her say, and it was very apparent, that she was fighting back tears. So it made me really sad to hear her say that. I can imagine that would hurt a lot. She also said that she doesn't like Robin as a person. I mean, no surprises here, right? So she also kind of went in after her brother Peyton, and she had said, "He's the most awful person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing, and I would strongly advise taking anything he says as fact. I would advise against giving him any kind of support, even if you're just watching the kind of content he puts out." I mean, ouch! That has to be difficult for Christine to manage. Two of her kids, have a huge rift. They don't get along at all. I mean, maybe we don't know the whole story. It's kind of hard to tell, but just always sad to see a brother and sister have a big rift like this, honestly. Gwendolyn also commented on Cody and Robin's spending habits. She had said, "I think that my dad and Robin have a terrible habit of spending very crazy and not within their means at all." So that's interesting. I feel like I've heard this before for some reason. And, since Janelle used to handle the finances, I feel like she would know best, and she has that whole story, Meanwhile, Leo, Mary's child, and their fiance Audrey seem to be enjoying life. I think they live in Colorado now. Under this image, Leo said, "I love to love this human." And they seem to be spending a lot of time with their dogs. And Mary chimed in the comments, "Love you both." So word on the street is that Leo is distancing herself from the family in a way, probably for her own peace and sanity and to stay away from the drama. They seem happy, which is good. Mykelti, Christine's daughter, is to give a rat's ass. And Robin has been begging Mary to stay for so long. I think this is probably the scene where Robin loses it. So Mary plans to spend more concentrated time at the B&B. She doesn't really say that she's never going to be in Flagstaff or anything like that. She says she's not leaving the family and she's not leaving Cody. But the whole thing is just very sad. Mary says that she's never had a conversation with Cody about their relationship and how, it can probably never recover, but she's heard him say things, basically probably in confessionals, because he does say that in confessionals at every opportunity. I'm just happy Mary's finally leaving. She's not fully admitting to leaving, really. She's just saying she's moving her business. But this is a clear step in the right direction. Let me know what you thought of the episode, Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 5, in the comments. Bye, guys!
I don't think he understands how easy it would be to fix this. All he needs to do is, see his kids, make phone. Oh my gosh, it's just.
Let's talk about the sneak peeks for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 5. This episode will be called When the Going Gets Tough. I also have a spoiler for Episode 6. In the new teaser from Entertainment Tonight, looks like Christine drops by to check in on Janelle, and Janelle is actually considering moving to Utah. She says she could join a church there, maybe, but she's not really sure because she still has kids and attachments in Flagstaff. She's kind of stuck between both worlds and, is at a standstill. She says that plural marriage, when couples don't get along because they don't really believe in divorce, it takes a lot for them to get a quote-unquote release. So, yeah, I guess Janelle's probably going to take more time than Christine did. Christine is fuming mad that Cody did not visit Savannah or invite her over during Christmas, almost in a way to punish Janelle. I mean, to me it seemed like. He lives half an hour away, she says, and comes into town. But Savannah actually says in the soul with the decision about her marriage. Then Christine and Janelle head out on a road trip to Idaho. Why are they going to Idaho? I mean, why? Where? I don't, like a fun vacation or something like that? Also, I mean, is Mary still confused? I feel like she's been thinking about her marriage and what she was going to do for like 4 episodes at this point. End it, Mary. Put us out of our misery, please. Episode 14, called It's Always Darkest Before Dawn. So hopefully dawn comes. It says, Christine talks with her brothers about her newfound happiness and hopes to inspire Janelle, but Janelle won't let go of the past. No, Janelle's not there yet. At Coyote Pass, they go to Coyote Pass in episode 14. I thought they were never going to go back. Another sit down in Coyote Pass. Robin is devastated when she learns that this is finally the end of the road for Mary and Cody. Yes. This is the scene where Mary finally tells Cody and Robin freaks out, guys. This is like gonna be one for the books, I'm telling you. And Christine's brothers, have we ever seen her brothers before? This may be the first time that they film. I'm kind of curious to see what they say. Also, I'll have a new video out about some interesting podcasts and things that various family members have said recently. This is a new age thing. I mean, Madison and Cody were both on podcasts recently. Mykelti still is like spilling her guts on her Patreon, and it's kind of interesting. You know what I mean? So I have stuff to report, updates about that. That will be coming up. Thank you so much for watching my teaser analysis for Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 13. Talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.
For our anniversary, I just said, well, I'm watching the kids. I needed a minute to, think. I needed a reason to be able to say no. In the event, I just didn't think it was the right thing for me.
I still like Nathan. I feel like I'm going to be so irritated next episode. And Mary is slowly becoming a bit more of a favorite for me. She's just keeping it a lot more real this season. She's kind of a voice of reason. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but I do. We also found out recently that Christine and David are watching Sister Wives episodes while they air. She told fans that during a commercial break last episode, they advertised for a dating app called The Stir for single parents, and this is how they met, and how this was like a whole ironic thing. I'm a little surprised that Christine would watch it with David because it's just so toxic. And David, how can he not dislike Cody after watching that? I don't know. I just want to be a fly on the wall to see what they actually banter and talk about while they watch it. Maybe they need to do a pillow talk type of show for TLC and just react to it. I also want to talk about episode 5 because the description has officially dropped, and it says, the Browns discuss how things went over Christmas. Janelle confesses to Christine that she doesn't know if her marriage can be fixed. Robin and Mary tried to dissect what went wrong and reveal that Cody was not always equal with his time. Hallelujah. Oh, finally, a big revelation about Cody's time. I feel like Robin was kind of in denial about this for a long time, so I'm actually curious to see this conversation. It only took 10 years, but it's okay. Here we are. I just hope this conversation is not outside, and I'm Team Mary this season, and Team Janelle and Christine, of course, but I just really want to see Mary stand up for herself and just tell Cody where to go at this point. So that is my teaser analysis for season 18, episode 4 of Sister Wives. Hope you join me during my recap that I'll post as soon as possible after the episode. And hope you're enjoying the season. Bye, guys.
Because you're not listening,
You're not listening to me.
and I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
I mean, Christine's dropping truth bombs this season. Christine's celebrating Easter from now on, mostly because Cody had said no, so from now on, Easter's on. Janelle is happy that today things are going to be easy. Cue in the iPhone footage from hell. It's vertical. It's not even landscape, people. Like, really, TLC, we've sunk to new lows. Aspen is there, which is awesome, and so is Gwen, but not Peyton. Cody says we can get most of our family back together, but at the moment, I have a life with Robin and her children, and I'm okay with that. He then goes on a tangent about Janelle and Christine wanting the kids all to themselves. But, I mean, nobody sees it like that. I see it more as Janelle and Christine are doing what they need to do while Cody is busy in his monogamous bliss relationship or whatever, and they're just compensating for him not being present. The kids do an Easter egg hunt with money inside the eggs, and then they sit and have a picnic in Christine's backyard. There's this weird scene with Robin looking outside the window in such a creepy way, like I can't. And Mary says that she did nothing for Easter. She says Robin and Cody didn't invite her over. She literally sat at home. So poor Mary, run, Mary, run. Janelle says she's not missing Cody, Mary, and Robin, and she feels peace now. So, and now we're at the B&B. Jen's back, Mary's BFF, and they cleaned out the carriage house. Jen is on the phone with the contractor for the project, and she tells Mary he wants to know if he can do her hole. This is 3 for 3 weird things that Jen did on the show. She has a streak now. Well, I mean, the show needs some comedic relief, honestly, so I'm kind of okay with it. They're making a clothing boutique. Mary says that the relationship she has with Jen, she has kind of had with other people in the past in the family. She says she did with Christine, and she also had something like that with Robin, but it was more serious. Cody says that he has an amiable, distant, he could be her nephew. We don't know. It could be the man's baby, but obviously this sent Sister Wives fans to Crazy Town trying to figure out if Isabel is dating someone with a child. Like, we need more details just so, you know, because we're driving ourselves crazy, I guess. So now let's go to Truly. So Truly is also on the European vacation. She's living with Christine and David in their new house. And anyways, they're fixing the yard. They're constantly fixing it up, and it's going to look really good, their backyard and all that. So Yeah, we'll probably learn more about what the custody situation is between Cody and Christine for custody of Truly. I don't know. I just can't imagine it's going that well for some reason. And I don't know how many times Truly has gotten to see her dad recently. Now, let's go to Mary's child, Leon. There are a few things to update for Leon. So, for those who are unaware, Leon is now transgender and uses the pronouns they, them. Unclear how often Mary sees Leon, but they did see each other at Gwendolyn's wedding. I believe Leon and their fiancée Audrey live in Colorado at the moment, and Leon is 28 years old. There's just so much going on with the Brown kids, but overall, they're a great group and they really have grown into amazing people. I hope you enjoyed this update about what the Sister Wives kids are up to now in August 2023. Definitely drop a comment and let me know what you think of all this, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Sister Wives content. Bye guys! It is August, and promotion for season 18 of Sister Wives is in full swing, people. TLC released the new pictures for the new season, another insane teaser, a press release, and the description for the first episode. So for season 18, episode 1, there's a lot to get through here. So let's start with the pictures. The group picture is weird to me because Cody and Robin are at the top, almost kind of looking down at the other wives, and a lot of people in the comments, I still like Nathan. I feel like I'm going to be so irritated next episode. And Mary is slowly becoming a bit more of a favorite for me. She's just keeping it a lot more real this season. She's kind of a voice of reason. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but I do. We also found out recently that Christine and David are watching Sister Wives episodes while they air. She told fans that during a commercial break last episode, they advertised for a dating app called The Stir for single parents, and this is how they met, and how this was like a whole ironic thing. I'm a little surprised that Christine would watch it with David because it's just so toxic. And David, how can he not dislike Cody after watching that? I don't know. I just want to be a fly on the wall to see what they actually banter and talk about while they watch it. Maybe they need to do a pillow talk type of show for TLC and just react to it. I also want to talk about episode 5 because the description has officially dropped, and it says, the Browns discuss how things went over Christmas. Janelle confesses to Christine that she doesn't know if her marriage can be fixed. Robin and Mary try to dissect what went wrong and reveal that Cody was not always equal with his time. Hallelujah. Oh, finally, a big revelation about Cody's time. I feel like Robin was kind of in denial about this for a long time, so I'm actually curious to see this conversation. It only took 10 years, but it's okay. Here we are. I just hope this conversation is not outside, and I'm Team Mary this season, and Team Janelle and Christine, of course, but I just really want to see Mary stand up for herself and just tell Cody where to go at this point. So that is my teaser analysis for season 18, episode 4 of Sister Wives. Hope you join me during my recap that I'll post as soon as possible after the episode. And hope you're enjoying the season. Bye, guys!
Because you're not listening,
You're not listening to me.
and I'm not going to.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
Moments for July 2023. Hope you guys follow my channel, and also don't forget to like this video and comment below. Thank you guys. Bye. Hi guys, I have some breaking Sister Wives Coyote Pass news. It looks like somehow, some way, 2 plots on the land on Coyote Pass were actually paid off recently. Hell has officially frozen over. The Sun was the first to report this, and now it's everywhere. In an article by In Touch, it said, in addition to the plot of land in Cody and Janelle's names that was paid, another plot in wife Robin Brown's name was purchased for $170,000 was also paid. So, because of course he also paid for Robin's, right? Cody and the wives had originally bought the entire Coyote Pass land for like $820,000 in 2018 when they super hastily moved to Flagstaff from Las Vegas. And ultimately, they divided the land in 5 sections after many painful to watch discussions about where each wife would build, and mostly about if Mary wanted to be in the trees or not in the trees, and even about if Mary could be next to the dirty pond. They literally talked about it all and argued for 3 seasons. And who can forget that time Cody had secretly made some draft or plan to have everyone live in one big house, and he tried to like pitch it to the family during Christmas. It did not go well. It almost ruined Christmas, and Christine was the one who stopped that from happening entirely. On the show, they made it clear that they could not build until the land was paid off. This was a big barrier for them. And Janelle had insinuated last season that, you know, because she does the taxes and the accounting, she saw that money was going to other places. By end of last season, I swear, I felt like no one cared about Coyote Pass anymore, and that the possibility that any one of them would ever build there was like super slim to none. They were all jumping ship, and who wants to live next to there? In his confessionals for years. They play a clip about how Cody apparently used to be different and how he's different now. He used to be happy-go-lucky, and all the wives kind of say in their own way he's just not the same person. And the clip where Cody basically says he wants to run away from his life, it's actually a really dark and sad clip, that one, actually. And Mary's like, that doesn't concern me anymore. Robin says that Cody tries to sabotage their relationship. Cody's angry, although Mykelti did say he's gotten a bit better with his anger, but I do not see that yet, but okay. Cody says he was sabotaging his relationship with Robin to punish himself. Also, you know, there were dark winds that were going through him, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger had become a turnoff. There were a lot of dark winds going through him, he says, and it was actually scaring Robin, and his anger became a turnoff, and it probably still is. I mean, come on. Janelle says that a lot of his talk or narrative has become about Robin. He's like fixated, and he always started to frame things as if Robin did everything right. Janelle says that she couldn't even say anything to him about Robin ever. It was off limits, which is weird for a marriage. You're supposed to confide and talk about everything. Cody says that he was equitable with his time when he's pressed by Suki. Okay, is he just gonna lie like that? Come on, Suki, you need to call him out a little bit more on this. This is a blatant lie. What is up with Cody and Robin trying to bamboozle America and the other wives to think that Cody was equitable with his time? I am done with this facade. Obviously, the time wasn't equitable, okay? Just fess up. It's okay, like, no one's together anymore. It doesn't matter. Like, the gig is up. Either way, Cody was getting so sick of complaints about Robin that he said he wanted to hit people in the mouth if they said anything about her, which is pretty bold and terrible to say because, first of all, he's talking about the other wives, I feel, right now. So that's wrong. Felt her emotions in that scene. Now we're at Robin's house for Christmas Eve. Mary is saying that everything's kind of weird, and I agree. She brought her lasagna. Robin has her Dickens Christmas set because Cody loves Charles Dickens. And Janelle puts Cody's gifts in storage because he's probably not even going to drop by. Since when does having a fight mean ditching your whole family and kids at Christmas? I do not get it. Robin is trying to repress the romantic energy between her and Cody for the sake of Mary, who says she actually feels like the other woman, despite being married to Cody first and, remember, bringing in Robin herself into the family. Remember, the story goes that Mary suggested that Cody dance with Robin at like some dance or something. Also, where is Leon? Did Leon not come home for Christmas? I don't get that either. Christine's happy not to be with everybody. She says she wants a chill and easy Christmas. Janelle is hosting her kids in a vacation rental, and Gabriel's there, so I love that. Gabriel says it's been hard. They've been keeping the door open, and some haven't. Garrison says they've reached out. The boys and Cody have two very different stories here. They keep saying they reached out, and Cody says he reached out and only got rejection. So, two very distinct tales. Cody says, Merry Christmas! And Robin's kids come down. It's Christmas Day. He got them all electric scooters, and he's hoping that they'll have fun with them on Coyote Pass. Okay. Robin thinks he's trying to compensate for the fact that the family's not here. But wait, something is causing a stir online about this scene, and it's that Ari, who is at this point I think like 7 or 8, I don't know, appears to still have something in her mouth, a pacifier. So how, I don't know. I refrain judgment when she was like 4 and people were making a big deal about this. I still thought it was too old. I mean, I'm not looking to mom shame at all here. Any tension, people should just still always show up. Not sure if he showed up later, therefore missed the family picture, or maybe he was there the whole time but chose not to be a part of it. Hard to tell, but the venue looked nice. Janelle said something interesting under her image drop from the event. She had said, some photos from Gwen and Bee's wedding get together this weekend. Mykelti and Tony's twins are so much fun. Avalon wouldn't hold still long enough. Sadly, Maddie and Caleb couldn't make it, and Savannah is with them for the summer. And before you guys say anything, Michelle and Logan's life goal is to be funnest aunt and uncle ever, quote unquote. So I don't know how to interpret this post. Did Janelle just say that Michelle and Logan don't want kids and that they just want to be like a fun uncle and aunt only forever? That's a pretty big thing to kind of just put in a caption, casually mention, but I guess I do agree that it's never good to constantly be asking couples, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? When you don't know the backstory. She probably just wanted to avoid those types of comments because they can come off kind of rude. Mary and Leon were at the wedding as well, so it was nice that they were reunited. I don't know how many times they get to see each other. I don't know. And I thought it was nice that they showed up for Gwendolyn even from kind of far away. Gwendolyn has mentioned that Leon is very supportive of her and that they had hung out at Logan's wedding and that they're on super good terms, but they did have to kind of go out of their way to make it to her shindig. Overall, I mean, they still show up and put the tension aside for big family events. I don't know if it was filmed. I couldn't catch cameramen in the background or anything like that, but I kind of hope it was. But it has to be awkward a bit. I mean, do we think that David and Cody interacted at all? What do we think about that? Let's talk about Hunter Elias Brown now, because he's such a beloved Brown, and now his Instagram profile is not set to private, so I feel better about talking about him and putting his pictures up. Hunter goes on a tangent about how Cody is different now and that she doesn't feel steady anymore and she wants to keep sticking it out with Mary. And no, just no, hard no. Really, you're gonna ask Mary to stick this out and suffer? Really? And in the next preview, this is by Us Magazine, it says, Mary Brown claims Cody Brown won't give a crap about her moving to Utah in Sister Wives preview. probably accurate, to be honest. And this is more of that scene with Mary and Robin, where Robin says she wants Mary around, and Mary says she's scared. Mary says that, yeah, Cody won't give a crap, and she's scared that he'll interpret her kind of move-ish as the fact that she's leaving. You know, it would be perceived that way anyway. Robin probably should have said something like, well, I'll remind him that that's just not the case. But she just kind of stares with like a look on her face. And Robin does cry and admits that it must be hard for Mary to be waiting for Cody all the time. And here is my thought. Cody says he wants loyalty. Mary is offering loyalty to him. And, okay, so aside from the catfish thing, which might have been really a deal breaker, but Mary's offering loyalty, and he does not care. And with People magazine, in their spoiler, Mary and Janelle now are eating at the same restaurant that we've seen in basically all the episodes. The one with the red walls, the Mexican restaurant. And Christine says that she initially didn't know how final things were with Janelle and Cody when they had the big fight over Christmas. Janelle says that she didn't even know how serious it was either, and Christine seems to think that Janelle's not done yet, that she still has a lot of affection for him. Janelle says that Christine thought that she was getting the raw end of the deal for a long time. Janelle says that if Cody changed, she would want a full marriage with him again, but that's probably unrealistic. He is who he is now, and they both agree that he's so different, vastly different, and this is something that's also obvious to fans. Even his eye color seems to have changed for some reason. Christine recalls that they did a personality test at one point, and there's this whole segment. I did not expect this. I remember they did a personality test in like 2013 with Nancy when they first met her. So I'm assuming this is what we're talking about right now. Apparently, there was some behind the scenes drama with the test because Robin's personality type apparently loves drama, talking about drama, and on the flip side, just loves listening to drama. Christine had called out Robin as dramatic, and Robin was so upset about it that she came over to her house to kind of sort things out and talk about it. You know, and despite thinking this was all in the past, well, Christine thought it was all in the past, Robin kept bringing it up. Robin says, I never took her personality test, and then says, oh, maybe she did, but she doesn't remember taking the test. And Christine didn't know me well, she says, but I don't really understand what she's trying to get out of the test thing somehow. She says, if someone said I did a test, they answered the questions for me. Really? Really? Mary talks about how it's weird to have a relationship with your ex-husband's wife, and she's navigating that whole thing, and she insinuates that her ex-sister wives, basically referring to Janelle and Christine, talk crap about her. Probably true. Everyone agrees that they're not really sister wives anymore, except Robin. Robin freaks out that Suki even called Mary her ex-sister wife. She says, please don't call her that. She was going to straight up lose it in this moment. Robin still calls Janelle, Christine, and Mary her sister wives. Oh, the delusion in this. And I'm pretty sure I'd seen in something that this was the end of the one-on-one, but then in the next time clip, I mean, there's more one-on-one stuff. So, I don't know. I guess we're still doing the one-on-one next week. So, I just hope they have a little bit more interesting stuff to say next week. I don't know. This episode was kind of long to watch, honestly. All in like these Spanish-style rentals, far from each other, but within the same school district that they liked. That's how they chose where they wanted to be. And the teenagers, and probably especially Hunter, really struggled to adjusting to Vegas. So it's super ironic that Hunter is living there now as an adult working in healthcare. Fun fact. So eventually, a huge storyline was that they were trying their best to build new houses for every wife on a cul-de-sac, and getting approved for the mortgages was like no joke, because it was nerve-wracking, especially for Robin, because she had accumulated some debt coming out of her last marriage. But they did actually get the new houses built, and they were thrilled. Like, this was like peak happiness. Mary got her wet bar and thought she had the best kitchen. They were in a gated community, and apparently Robin had a trampoline and playground in her backyard. According to the Las Vegas Review, the first floor of the houses had like several den office spaces, plus a bonus room behind the kitchen. The master suites were mostly like on the first floor, and all the other bedrooms were on the second floor, with 2 bathrooms with full baths. So the houses were beautiful. It was a huge upgrade from wherever they had ever lived before. The family seemed to have a lot of great years in the cul-de-sac in Vegas, but Cody got the itch, seemingly out of nowhere in 2018, to move away and get away from Vegas, the place that he had pitched so well as like a fun place. Yeah, he was not enjoying anymore. And the wives weren't really on board initially, given that they were so settled there and that some of their kids were in the middle of their high school years. So he changed their mind, and they ended up buying the Coyote Pass property in Flagstaff, Arizona. Yes, despite the real estate agent telling them that the coyotes that go there have the plague. I mean, they loved the pond for some reason, saw the angels singing, and just went for it, selling their homes in the nice cul-de-sac that they had tried so hard to get, and moving once again into rentals far away from each other in Arizona until, you know, years. And this is the scene where she's painting and talking about this with her kids. Christine, David, and Cody are shown all watching this, and it's kind of awkward. We learn that Christine and David have matching tattoos, a symbol that means new beginnings in Celtic. Christine's tattoo is over her heart, so kind of like on her boob area, and so it's not exactly discreet. Like, she can't hide it very easily, so very bold move here. Cody says that the scene with the kids bothers him because it seems to him that she was asking the kids to side with her. Never mind the fact that he wasn't attracted to her for like 30 years and kind of married her without loving her. He says, "I cannot forgive that she has pit my children against me." Well, we can't forgive you, Cody, for being such a bad husband to Christine, so it is what it is. He says, if she's really in love, that should all end, her trash talking me and Robin. So he says that again, as if it's like some type of threat, or he's trying to convince her to stop. Cody says that Christine is Machiavellian, and that David might pull him aside one day and say, "Dude, this is crazy." Suki's like, "I don't think that's gonna happen." I mean, I agree. That's really far-fetched. Suki asks David what his impression of Cody is, and he says, well, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he wants you to hear him. I mean, who gave David media training? This is like the most nice way of saying he needs to stop talking. Like, Cody needs to keep things to himself. Cody basically says that he vetted Robin a lot, like so much more, and, you know, he wanted to make sure that she didn't leave a good man. Suki asks David, what do you think went wrong with Cody and Christine? And David just says, Christine is the whole package, so I have no idea. I mean, what is he gonna say, Suki? He's supposed to analyze the whole show and their marriage in his first ever TV interview. He hasn't even been on the show yet, so justice for David. He is handling himself pretty well. Janelle. So first, let's talk about Father's Day shade and how much shade is okay on Father's Day, because Cody got roasted bad this year. Christine posted a series of pictures of David with her kids for Father's Day and wished him a happy Father's Day, not Cody. She had said, Happy Father's Day, David. I've watched how loving, compassionate, and present you are with your children, and I love how you've shown that to my children as well. You're truly showing up, which is what is most important. Of course, the elephant in the room is that she completely ignored Cody, the father of her 6 kids, who she has previously accused of, not showing up. So, yikes. Here's some of the top comments on that post. Happy Father's Day. Cody is somewhere punching the wall right now. Dang, if that ain't a big ol' middle finger to Cody Brown. And my personal favorite, Cody's last kidney may need CPR. Hopefully his best customer can help. Technically, Robin said he's her best customer, but extra points for that reference anyway, I say. I mean, to the point where I honestly kind of felt bad for him. So before I proceed, don't forget to like this video right now, and then I'll move on. Thank you. Okay, so meanwhile, Peyton, Christine's son, who has been absent from social media posts actually lately, posted the weirdest post of all time on Father's Day, actually. I'm not even going to show the picture because I'll probably get flagged or the video will get taken down, not going to lie. Let me tell you, it's Peyton's coworkers. Let's not forget he's a bouncer at a strip club and they are operating a car wash, so just imagine. So, very weird, not on my bingo card, and someone in the comments said, the irony you're posting this on Father's Day and not posting about your father isn't lost on me. And Peyton actually replied, finally, laughing face. So, I guess that's the irony he was going for, but I don't know if that really landed relationship with the older kids, and nobody's buying that. Robin, we're not buying what you're selling in this scene, just saying. And Mykelti on her Patreon did say, I remember, that Janelle's kids were the favorites and that they had the most power, whatever that means. That's actually Tony that said that. And they were the most affected by Cody's weird parental behavior because essentially there was more to lose there. Christine's kids were less affected because they never probably had a great relationship with him. And that's sad. Garrison says in the teaser that since he last talked to his dad, he bought a house, a car, and got into school, and all these things happened without him knowing or saying good job, what have you. But Cody claims to be blocked by them, and Mykelti also said that some siblings have blocked him. So ding ding ding, we probably know who the blockers are. It's exactly who we thought, Gabriel and Garrison. Allegedly. In this case, though, is it fair to blame Cody? Because he can reach out, but, they're not answering, they're blocked. So, anyways, just a thought there. Next teaser, it's Avalon's birthday. Mykelti brought Avalon over for a party, and Cody just gushes about how he loves that Mykelti is warm to them still. Cody says that he thinks it has to do with Tony. He says that Tony loves Robin, and Robin says that she and Tony get each other and that she really likes him. Did not know that, honestly. And we learned that Mykelti wasn't treated very well by her older siblings growing up, and Robin wanted to help, so she took Mykelti in and tried to really be a mom for her. So, I mean, that's nice. I have to give that to Robin, and so it all makes sense. Robin stuck up for Mykelti when no one probably really was, and so it makes sense to me that Mykelti would now stick up for her in return. This is kind of obvious in the on her Patreon, to me anyway. Teaser 3. Christine is with some girlfriends having wine and celebrating her ex-anniversary. So I guess they're still busy raising 3 very small kids in Utah. She has twin boys that are babies and a toddler. So she's understandably very busy this month and every month. But she has Christine close by to help her, and she's still super close with Aspen, her older sister, who lives nearby. Mykelti and Tony have a Patreon channel where they review episodes from season 17 and interviews. They interview some of their siblings, which is interesting. So she's taking a similar route to Gwendolyn, kind of more public, and she appears on the show a bit more too. So Savannah Brown, Janelle's daughter, youngest daughter, just went to New York City, and she had posted these pictures and said, "The views from the Empire State Building couldn't be NYC-er nicer." Love the play on words. Nice caption, Savannah. So Savannah is such a pretty girl, and she's grown up so much, it's crazy. And I love how she has a voice. She's the one who basically told Janelle, like, no more RV, which, good for her. And now let's go to Peyton Brown, a somewhat controversial figure in the Brown family. So Christine's son, who never shies away from saying things publicly, went on TikTok live this month to divulge some interesting information. He basically said that he thinks his mom is rushing into things with David, her new beau, and that he told her just that. So at least he did tell her that too. He also says he doesn't think he's going to be close with David because they're both kind of standoffish. I know a lot of fans don't agree with this. I see it in my comments that Christine deserves love and that sometimes love happens fast, etc. But Peyton's statement made me think about what the other kids think in the family, or does anyone in the family agree with Peyton? Like, is it a bit rushed? So, you know, love bombing is a real thing, guys. Anyways, I wonder if Janelle thinks it's rushed. This is clearly a polarizing subject in the Sister Wives world right now, but as long as Christine is happy, I mean, that's all that really matters, right? And I hear Truly likes him, so all good. Peyton currently lives around 30 minutes away from Christine, so he is nearby too. So overall, some of the kids are more public than others, and they also seem to have a relationship with Mary. He says, "I don't know what to do with a marriage that's eternal, but with no fire." And Robin thinks that if she sticks around long enough, things will work out. Like, Robin, it's been like 84 years. Like, it's not gonna work out. I think everyone's like in denial that it's just over. It's over. Jen's husband apparently is helping Mary out a lot with husband things, like washing her car and things like that. But she says, don't go weird. He and I have a very platonic relationship. So there you have it. She's not like in some other Sister Wives relationship with Jen. Confirmed. Cody doesn't think Mary has a fulfilling life in Flagstaff, and he wants her to leave, basically. And Mary needs to see these confessionals, honestly, because he's not, I guess, to this point, he's not being direct enough. Maybe, like, she really needs to hear that he wants her to leave. He is pruning, actually, doing stuff with trees, and says how there's no flicker, no flame with Mary. He's happily married to the love of his life and has all of these other situations, basically making it seem like the others are problems or something to get rid of. Cody says that Janelle doesn't want to reconcile. They talk on the phone once in a while, that the only way he sees reconciliation with Janelle is if she gets away from Christine, because he kind of makes it seem like Christine is like a bad influence on Janelle. Like, she's like, you know, a friend that's like leading her down the wrong path or something like that. Christine got a rental in Flagstaff and is doing another Easter here for Gabriel and Garrison, basically, because they weren't able to come to Utah. Cody says that he was trying to make the boys more accountable, whatever that means. Like, what is he talking about? Garrison says that he proposed that Cody come to his house as like a neutral ground, but Cody said no and wanted them to come to him, but that's Robin's house, so it's more complicated. So Garrison won't go there. It's a whole thing, but yeah, it's like a war. Cody says Christine is not loyal, but Robin is. And Janelle tells at the moment she was married to Cody Brown for nearly 26 years. And let us know she was in a relationship a hot second ago in February, and now she's engaged, like literally getting married any moment. I can only imagine what Peyton, her son, thought of all this. He publicly said that he thinks they're moving fast, and that apparently other people in the family think so too. There's like concern. Anyways, everyone's happy for Christine, with some people just slightly concerned about how fast they're going and stuff. But from what I see in my comments, everyone's very supportive of what's going on, even though it is really fast. I mean, it's going to be good TV, right? Very good. Season 18, here we come, right? All right, thanks so much for listening the whole way through, guys. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Bye! This is an update on the oldest kids from Sister Wives, a Where Are They Now update for April 2023. Let's catch up with Hunter, Maddie, Gwendolyn, Mykelti, Peyton, Savannah, and even Leo. Let's start with Hunter, Janelle and Cody's second oldest son, a fan favorite for sure. Hunter recently brought his girlfriend to dinner with his family. Her name is Audrey, and she's becoming more and more of a fixture at family events. According to People magazine, Hunter first shared a photo with Audrey on Instagram in November 2021. He teased their relationship, calling the photo a pretty girl appreciation post. So they've been a couple probably for like roughly 2 years. Hunter is also local-ish, according to Janelle, and so he's able to join his mom and even Christine a lot more recently. He's officially adulting, guys, and you know what? Hunter always spoke his mind and famously called Mary and Robin lazy on a camping trip in season 3. Do you guys remember? He was the one in the family who arguably adjusted the worst to Vegas. But regardless, he still succeeded in life. Hunter graduated with a master's in nursing from Johns Hopkins University, and it's ironic that Hunter hated Vegas because, according to an article by Screen Rant, they seem to think that Hunter moved back to Vegas and works as a nurse there. That may be reaching out to Janelle. Mary doesn't understand why people aren't trying in general. And Robin's whole he's gonna do what he's gonna do thing is a constant excuse. Robin says that the story that she turned Cody against the wives is bogus and they have to stop talking about her. And Mary in this episode is kind of sticking up for Christine. By the way, she says that she thinks Christine had complaints, of course, but that's kind of part of being a family. And Cody says that, Christine just wasn't a good fit. Okay, Cody, whatever. She raised all your kids, but she wasn't a good fit. Okay. So Janelle says things are going to change, but her relationship with Christine will never change. That's probably the most solid relationship in the whole family. Mary says that Robin should be around when she tells Cody about the clothes because, Robin can translate to Cody because Robin speaks Cody's language or whatever. I mean, whatever. She says there's no question, Robin, he's done with me. And Robin says, you know what? He still talks about them all going out on the property. And Robin is kind of feeding her hope here, which I think is awful. But, it is the dynamic that it is. But Robin seems to be also stringing Mary along in this scene. And they cut immediately to a confessional where Cody reiterates that the relationship with Mary is not a fit for him. And Robin says that she's angry and depressed about monogamy. She did not choose this, and she's having a crisis of her own. So, yes, so the tale of two conversations. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments. I mean, it was a little boring, I have to say, but we learned a little bit about how much more manipulative Robin is towards Mary. All right, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 7, and I'll be back later. Bye, guys! Hi, guys! Well, my worlds are colliding. Christine from Sister Wives was interviewed on the podcast Juicy Scoop by like her friend Jen, and she was back at Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, because, I mean, she probably needs positivity in California. She said, "Fun in the California sunshine? Yes, please." So, yes, is it just me, or are the wives like at Disneyland like a lot? She was recently there with actually one of her male friends even, but I don't think it's like that, no matter what the other bloggers say. I'm getting a total friend vibe, not like a new man vibe. But she had said, "This is me. This is how I choose to live and be. Situations and experiences may cause my life plans to shift," aka, you know, obviously she probably means her separation. "People come and go. There may be moments that cause me to pause, reflect, and pivot. The past year has been that for me, but I've recently been feeling a shift as I move forward through it all and towards something different. Details on the different have yet to fully unveil themselves to me. In due time, I'm sure. Until then, to me, that I am right now will continue to embrace this beautiful thing called life, and will continue building and creating and serving. There is so much more to come." So yeah, Mary's pivoting, trying to find like, you know, something like a new purpose, let's say. But good for Mary. And for anyone wondering, Leo seems to be doing well. I think, you know, they still live in Colorado. In Colorado. Janelle has been on the go as usual as well. She visited the Salt Springs boating place with her sister, who seems to be one of her favorite travel partners, and she had said, "Fun day at Salt Springs, run yesterday. I've never had the experience of going somewhere, anchoring a boat, and spending the day in and out of the water. So much fun and so relaxing. I slept so good last night." She also, of course, went to Epcot and Disney World with her sister. So yeah, Mary and Janelle both went to Disney. You know, it's a whole thing. And she also came back home and saw the new Indiana Jones movie with Garrison and Gabriel. Now, let's talk about season 18, because the teaser, if Garrison says that the text thread was the point where they stopped caring, and Gwen is like, "If we had a face-to-face with Robin, she would probably manipulate us and cry." Okay, so it's getting savage. There's a lot of like, I think they might be showing them these scenes in confessionals, and they're just like fighting back. And on that note, it's Avalon, Mykelti's daughter's birthday. They just shoved that scene in there, and her party is at Robin's house. Cody just loves how Mykelti is warm to them. Apparently Tony loves Robin. They're connected, and they get each other. And I had no idea about this. And Robin says he's a good kid. And they start talking about how Robin saved Mykelti from her siblings being mean to her or something like that. But again, we've heard this before. This is not a new fact. Christine's Flagstaff friends now are celebrating her anniversary with Cody. It would have been married since 1994, so I mean almost roughly 30 years. These are moms that she had met through Isabel, and Christine says you have to find a new identity when you're divorced, and it's super important to find good people. Cody calls in the middle of the conversation, which is super weird because it's their anniversary and he obviously knows that. And she goes on for a little bit about how, you know, she's a big fan of divorce. She says, like, basically, if you think you need to divorce, do it, you know. She highly recommends it. And I think Christine feels liberated. It's almost like she was in a prison and now she's free. Like, it just, for her, definitely was a good experience to divorce. The nosiest friend at this dinner asked Janelle how she is hearing what Christine is saying. And Janelle says that it does not bother her. She doesn't care, and she doesn't feel much loyalty to Cody right now. Janelle tells them that things are pretty okay with Cody. She just met them, and she's just not the type to, like, spill the beans, so she's definitely holding back. And Christine says that her tipping point was that he wasn't being a good dad to her kids. Cody says in a scene that Christine basically forced herself in his life, and he does say some staying. So what are my alternative options? So innocently enough, but cue the comments saying, you left Tony with all 3 babies? You left your babies? Anyways, mommy shaming is so alive and well on Instagram, and I kind of hate it, I have to say. Like, let her live, people. And Christine and Janelle were also cover girls this month for none other than People magazine. I mean, that's a big deal. The only wives on the cover, so just pointing that out. Can you imagine what Mary and Robin thought, like going in the grocery store, seeing them on the cover? It just looks to me like People magazine has taken a stand and clearly has designated Christine and Janelle as the stars of the show. Key moments from the video interview for me were that Janelle ended up saying she's open to polygamy again, and that apparently there were multiple times, where Janelle had separated from Cody for a moment. So she said 3 times. I only knew about 1. What information had they been withholding from the fans? I knew about the time she had stayed back and didn't move with them to Lehi, Utah, and that was it. Like, unless I missed something. They also did a Zoom interview with Cody where Cody says he is done with polygamy for many reasons. And he did sort of express regret a little bit. And surprise, surprise, Cody is expressing regret. Yes, regret. So he says that he thinks about moments where maybe if he said something different, it could have changed things. I think that's accurate. In my opinion, Cody took every opportunity to just say the wrong thing, you know? So there's that. And Gwendolyn, Christine's daughter, didn't join the European trip, but she actually did go to Europe this month. She just went on her honeymoon and she went in Italy. So they went to the Vatican and saw all the sights there. The Browns are having all sorts of European vacations, by the way. Garrison was just in Italy too, believe it or not. Why do I feel like everyone's going to Europe this summer? But I digress. Janelle, meanwhile, is doing Janelle things and prepping me. I gave birth to Truly and was suffering from extreme postpartum depression. I never thought I'd feel such a sense of loss and such crippling jealousy. I thought I was better and stronger than that. I really did. And the jealousy kind of continued. Christine had a major issue with Cody picking Robin's wedding dress, and the fact that they went on a 10-day honeymoon and kissed before marriage. The 10-day honeymoon, by the way, they went on, Christine had a newborn at home, so she was kind of in a vulnerable stage for sure, but I completely understand. For Christine, it was just always super hard for her to see a functional marriage for Robin while hers was kind of struggling, which is completely understandable. It would have driven me nuts too. And therefore, Robin and Christine just never connected or something. And when Christine left the family, she made it clear that she needed space and told Robin that. Robin took it so personally, crying in the driveway and all that. It did not go well. Christine also notoriously called out Robin for having a nanny during the pandemic. She couldn't understand what the nanny actually did. What does the nanny do? The famous line, which makes sense because if you think about it, Christine used to raise like 12 kids and 3 of Robin's kids are fully grown. So the nanny can only really be for the 2, and Robin doesn't have a job, only the show. So she has a bunch of free time. We're assuming, or by perception, it may not be true, but anyways. And finally, let's go to the feud between Cody and his sons Garrison and Gabriel. This one, I would argue, totally caused by Cody getting crazy during the pandemic or something. Or anyways, big conflict there. The whole thing goes that Gabriel insisted that he and his girlfriend Peyton should be able to see each other during the pandemic. And Cody was super worried about it. He basically was saying, if you see your girlfriend, I can't come over and see your mom. Gabriel and Cody were at a complete impasse about the rules, and Gabriel even kind of talked about how he thought maybe Robin made up the rules. It was a whole thing. And then Cody called Gabriel when he was sick. Next feud, we're talking about Peyton versus Gwendolyn and Leon. So Peyton, who is the son of Christine and Cody, their only son actually, had like a social media squabble in 2020 when he posted something on social to support the police, basically. It was like, anyways, and Audrey, Leon's fiance, replied in the comments saying something like they couldn't believe what he was posting. A fan had made a comment about it, and Peyton ended up replying that he loved Leon, but they can't stand each other, apparently. So there you have it. Peyton and Gwendolyn also have a feud, and this one seems a bit more serious and probably difficult for Christine to manage. It almost seems to me like they don't even attend the same family events anymore, mostly. Peyton admitted on TikTok that he and Gwen had some type of like physical altercation at one point, and that now Gwen is scared of him. Then Gwen addressed Peyton's interviews about the show. At the time, Peyton did something with like John Yates, etc. And she said something pretty scathing, actually. She said, "He's the most awful person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing, and I would strongly advise taking anything he says as fact. I would advise against giving him any kind of support, even if you're watching the kind of content he puts out." I mean, that's pretty brutal. Like, the most awful person she's ever met about her brother. I mean, that's not good. I mean, not sure how long these two are gonna feud, but it doesn't look good, which I'm sure is super stressful for Christine, having two of her kids basically have this long-standing feud. Okay, so now let's go to Robin Brown and Christine Brown. So Christine was pregnant when Cody was courting Robin, which in itself didn't really start things off the right foot. In their book, Becoming Sister Wives, Christine wrote, "Cody and Robin's courtship came at a time of huge personal upheaval. I was pregnant with Truly, and we had also entered new and uncharted territory as we began filming Sister Wives for TLC. When Cody started courting and then married Robin, it really rocked, that's my opinion, just because she tends to show her emotions during family sit-downs or get-together the most likely to make a face." The article said that Madison also talked about how their family show had become volatile and that Cody had cut them off completely. So that is sad. I don't really get that. I don't understand that because I just don't. Sounds completely chaotic. And honestly, I'm not surprised they were talking about family drama in the slightest. I would have been shocked if they didn't talk about the family drama at dinner in Nashville. But I feel kind of bad that an eavesdropper spilled the beans and now we're all talking about it. But I guess it is what it is. Number 3. Someone on Reddit said that they actually met Aspen at Kendra Scott, and as expected, she was lovely. The person said, "I'm visiting Salt Lake City, walked into Kendra Scott at City Creek Mall, and she was there. I gasped and introduced myself. We chatted for a good 20 minutes. She is so kind and beautiful. Didn't ask for a pic because I felt so awkward, but wow, she's so sweet." Number 4. Someone took a picture with Christine wedding dress shopping, guys. She was there with her mom, her daughters, and I'm assuming a film crew. I mean, that's a moment they need to capture. The person who posted the picture said, "Talk about a beautiful bride-to-be. Wedding dress shopping was fun and fabulous. Love you, sis. And I sure love these two mamas of ours, too." So this could be like a friend of Christine. And she got 30 likes on that post at best, I believe. I mean, if I take a picture with Christine, I need more likes than that. I mean, come on. And number 5, Christine is so famous that now she gets notes from the stewardesses on the airplane. She posted this picture of a note that someone left her recently, and it was so sweet. It said, "Mrs. Brown, soon to be Mrs. Woolley. Thank you so much for flying Delta. It was nice to meet you and David. Thank you for showing girls everywhere that we all deserve our prince and to be happy." I mean, so nice. And that's it for my roundup of 5 behind the scenes. Sister Wives and Christine and Janelle are having a celebration of some kind. And it's the first time in a while that we've seen Aspen, Christine's daughter, and her husband Mitch. They're at the table, and I'm shocked because we're talking a while. They don't really film anymore. But here they are on Easter. Cody says that Christine wants the kids to have an identity without their dad, and she basically wants to split them up. And this is the same old story of a dad that's not being that great, blaming the mom about it. Christine and Janelle are doing what they can to compensate for Cody's absence or whatever, and that is so clear to anyone. So the kids would love to see him, and no one is in his way to do that. Like, that's ridiculous. They do an Easter egg hunt with money inside the eggs instead of candy. Mitch juggles, and you can see they're filming on their phones. You can see them in the background. This has to be the most all over the place, very crazy footage shot for a reality show. You know, the other reality shows have such like high level cinematography like Bravo and stuff, and this is like we're watching iPhone footage all the time, and it's getting like even better ratings, or like, I mean, great ratings on iPhone footage. That says a lot. Okay, so teaser 3, and this is the juiciest, so best for last. Christine talks about the fact that Cody would leave her house in the morning to help Robin's kids get ready for school. Which, that's weird, because shouldn't he be helping the kids at the house he's at? Like, Truly was still very young at that time. He says that he liked bringing Solomon and Ariella to school. He says that in Lehigh, they were working so hard to make ends meet, and now it's like he has a second chance at doing all the things, you know? So he says that Robin told him that it was going to cause problems, and Christine says that she's tired of being called a bad sister wife, and that a bad sister wife is one that monopolizes the husband. Shot fired directly at Robin. And Cody claps back right after that and says, a bad sister wife. I mean, Christine's dropping truth bombs this season. Christine's celebrating Easter from now on, mostly because Cody had said no. So from now on, Easter's on. Janelle is happy that today things are going to be easy. Cue in the iPhone footage from hell. It's vertical. It's not even landscape, people. Like, really, TLC, we've sunk to new lows. Aspen is there, which is awesome, and so is Gwen, but not Peyton. Cody says we can get most of our family back together, but at the moment, I have a life with Robin and her children, and I'm okay with that. He then goes on a tangent about Janelle and Christine wanting the kids all to themselves. But, I mean, nobody sees it like that. I see it more as Janelle and Christine are doing what they need to do, while Cody is busy in his monogamous bliss relationship or whatever, and they're just compensating for him not being present. The kids do an Easter egg hunt with money inside the eggs, and then they sit and have a picnic in Christine's backyard. There's this weird scene with Robin looking outside the window in such a creepy way, like I can't. And Mary says that she did nothing for Easter. She says Robin and Cody didn't invite her over. She literally sat at home. So poor Mary, run, Mary, run. Janelle says she's not missing Cody, Mary, and Robin, and she feels peace now. So, and now we're at the B&B. Jen's back, Mary's BFF, and they cleaned out the carriage house. Jen is on the phone with the contractor for the project, and she tells Mary he wants to know if he can do her hole. This is 3 for 3 weird things that Jen did on the show. She has a streak now. Well, I mean, the show needs some comedic relief, honestly, so I'm kind of okay with it. They're making a clothing boutique. Mary says that the relationship she has with Jen, she has kind of had with other people in the past in the family. She says she did with Christine, and she also had something like that with Robin, but it was more serious. Cody says that he has an amiable, distant